There we go. Tech difficulties. Tech difficulties. I'm not the smartest. I'm not a smart man. Alright, how's everyone doing? Hello and welcome. Just waiting to get things going here. Bear with me, as I always say. Schedule that. How's everyone's weekend been? Get up to some nice jump town fun? What's this? Semi or as soon as I hit play. Give me a second. I'll have to read that later. Yes, how's everyone doing today? Hello, welcome. Today I was planning to join in on why is this doing this? Yeah, anyway, today I was joining in on AGB's flight training. Subprimal and Frankie usually held this every Tuesday, but now it's Sunday. So I'm gonna stop by, see what it's all about. Yes, how's everyone? Ooh, there, terrible. Copy that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop by, see what it's all about. I really personally, my main reason for wanting to do this flight training is I want to go through all the settings that they choose and everything. I really want to kind of get my flight set up as good as it can be, so that I don't get used to using things bad. Well, I'm already pretty used to using things badly, but I'm gonna try and stop here. I'm gonna try and improve my piloting skills as best I can. Second. All right. Yeah, I was just apologies here. I'm trying to get things set up. This is why I started this a half hour early. The AGB flight training does not start until 8 o'clock on Friday. Well, 8 o'clock my time, which depends where you're at. But right now it's 7:35, so I have 25 minutes before it starts to get all good to go. Let me throw Star System back on so you guys are just staring at the screen here. Make sure I have my stuff called.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Everything's here. Perfect, good to go.
Please
I have
visit us
to
again. Goodbye.
finish fixing my saber. Because I had distortions on it. Let's go down here. Yeah, let's get these off. Get my Panthers back on. There we go. Save changes. Perfect. Perfecto. Oh yeah, I'll throw Discord on here while I'm messing around with my cell phone. But we're pretty much just gonna hang out, chill for about 20 minutes. I'll probably do some flying around. But you can listen to the boys chit chat.
And then select the Tiger's Claw.
Oh yeah! Thank you, guys. Yeah, you learn something every day.
I think if you keep clicking C, you might eventually cycle through, but...
No, I didn't. I'll try that. It's the...
Oh shit, Tower 5 is going to Microtech? Apparently. I just crossed him, that means. How the fuck did he get pinged in goddamn Quantum?
Maybe he stopped.
Maybe. Dude, I seriously want to interdict someone now. I got a Mantis. I really want to just stop in the middle of Arkel 1 and Lyria and just stop a miner, but I was up full.
Welcome
How
to
you
the
like the mantis
ASOP
compared to
Vehicle
the
Retrieval
blue?
System.
The problem is like when you dip them out, like they drop out like 10k away from you or something like that. And I guess it's not too hard to catch up with them and fight them, but it's not like it's good to have like a 2-man team at least.
Yeah, one-man team doesn't do well.
Vehicle selected.
The Cuddy Blue
Stand
dude
by.
feels stronger, but the Mantis, I just love the sleek RSI design.
Your vehicle
Yeah.
has
It
been
literally
delivered to the
looks like
following
the
location.
it looks like the USS Enterprise with the engines like that.
Yeah,
But it
I'm
seems really cool.
really tempted to give one a shot.
I really want the
What's up, everyone? Yeah, we're just we're
Please
getting
visit
ready
us.
here, so just getting my saber out and go do some flying around. Oh, let me put on a flight suit.
But that's about it. It's super basic. Few shots and it's dead.
What's basic? I missed that.
The mantis.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
It's a light fighter with less firepower.
Yeah, isn't that thing about as paper as the Eclipse? It's like pretty bad.
Like worse.
Worse? Damn. The Eclipse is bad, so can't imagine. Are we going through 30k right now? What the hell's going on here? I think the server I'm
I
on
don't
might
know.
be dead. Oh no, there we go. I kept trying to put my flight suit on, it would just rubber band into the inventory. White flight suiting it up.
Dude, that is weird.
Where are you at, Frizzy?
Are you done?
No.
What? That is weird. Why
You're
the fuck?
570 kilometers away.
I'm right here, dude. Right next. Me?
Yeah, it shows 571.
You
And,
see me? I'm right, standing right next to you.
Oh, okay. I don't see you.
Really?
Yeah. You're invisible for me. What the hell?
Visible now?
You are stunned. Are you fucking with me?
Are you? Do you see me now?
No, I'm stunned.
I know you're
fuck?
stunned. Alright, let's see, what can I do while I'm chilling?
Alright, how about this? Keep looking that way. Hold on. Take a
Don't
certain
fuck
way.
with me now.
Where's this flag? 600 meters away, lovely.
Dude, hack your thing. I wanna
Yeah.
make it so that I'm visible to you.
Alright, here, let's go do this while we're waiting.
Yeah, keep looking that way. Yeah, look that.
We're gonna do a couple certs here while we're waiting. We have 10, 15 minutes to kill. Yeah, about 15.
You good? You're a normal citizen now.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
What did you do?
I don't know. I tried to get knocked out by you, but it didn't work.
Well, I went to the floor. That's for sure.
What?
I hit the floor.
You did?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's weird.
You knocked me down cold.
But I didn't do anything.
That's weird.
Plan here is fly into the sun, so that I can have the sun at my back, because it's hard to see. Try not to hit a rock. Like that big bastard right there in front of me? Is that what that is? No, it's not a rock.
Well,
Good missile
I'm
spam.
full of loot.
Kill his friends first. Just for good measure.
Have fun with that.
Put on more bullets. Forgot why I didn't like the
Shit!
not been doing a lot of dogfighting lately, so
Shit!
as you can tell. He's dead. Remember them telling me something about, yeah, as soon as I go to fire,
Son of a bitch.
oh my fuck, alright, recover, bail. Jeez. That's my bad. See, this is why I have to go to flight training, people. Because I'm not super good at this. Sometimes I'm better than others, but very rarely.
Shit. Oh, shit. Damn it.
Keep in mind, this is an LRT or some shit. Again, I know you can just missile spam the guy you're looking for, but that's not helping me when I actually have to fight people. Okay, so I have to start doing the other thing that was telling me about. Is as soon as you go to hammer down shoot, as soon as you go to shoot, put power into shields. Oh, easy enough. Alright.
You gotta park far out.
Here we go. Let's try these.
Channels! All channels! I'm under attack and need help!
So Mason, you going over to the flight training? Starts about like 10 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, possibly.
Possible.
Possible. I haven't gone to one of those official ones yet. I went there one night and like no one showed up, so they kind of did like a makeshift one. Just kind of ran me through a lot of just the on the go, like the settings you need to set, you know.
Yep.
So we'll see. I'm in the middle of like I might have to go get food. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, thank God somebody came. My ship's completely offline. Can you cover me while I fix it?
No. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me.
Be friendly.
Shoot me. Hi. You can't.
Almost
Can't
there.
touch this dude.
Almost there.
Do you see me now, Two Foot?
I hired you to protect me. Now get back here and protect me. Crap!
Yeah.
Online.
Can't get up again?
Yeah.
No, but I was in the
thought I was a goner.
inventory.
Thanks.
Oh.
And I didn't want to get up.
Alright.
Just do my shit.
Let's go in here. Service beacons.
All channels! All channels! I'm under attack and need help! Please! Somebody help! These outlaws
the
came
fuck
out of
are
nowhere
there?
and opened fire!
Plants on the ground. Hello?
There's some plants.
Hello?
Yeah. Fuck does Yila have plants? It's a frozen, desolate, no atmo planet.
Ice
Hello?
plants.
Oh, there you go. Ice plants. Yeah, there they are. Roses.
Climate change, bro.
Tulips. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Adaptation.
You heard my comm, that's amazing. I need some help mopping up these bastards. Me down.
Oh, that
So
was a
no
joke.
going down the elevator, right?
Don't. Just wait for us.
Yeah, I'm not going down.
Shit. Ship
That
destroyed.
was fucking easy. I think I need to get some.
thought I was a goner. Thanks.
Peekaboo.
Hi.
Nice.
Alright, let's go.
Anybody
Your
out
fat ass
there?
can climb?
I've got pirates all over
you.
me. I need assistance here.
Suck my fat dick.
Hey, did you get this armor from PT? Busy?
Don't tell him. He's an asshole.
Don't tell him.
I've seen the armor from PT boy.
It's,
Why,
you
Jazz?
got it, technically.
No, you both
You
look
got
like
it.
twins. You both
Yep.
twin. Damn.
Oh, thank
Oh
God
wait, I
somebody
have a
came.
good
My
helmet
ship's
that'll match
completely
your
offline.
outfit.
Can you
for
cover me while I fix
show.
it?
Yeah.
2 mil.
What is this helmet? Tanker. Oh, I know what this is. I have like 4 of them. Suck a
Just-
cock.
Just, you can wear it, it's okay.
Yeah, we don't want to play with you if you're not color matched.
More
Color
contacts.
match, bro. I was role playing Crusader security,
there.
basically.
Almost there.
Oh yeah, shit.
That was a
That does match.
constellation. Shit.
Looking good.
That's match. Nice.
Yep.
Medium or heavy? This is a heavy. Holy shit. I thought it was medium. I have the black and gold though. I have only 1 of the white from the lieutenants. I have 4 of the black and golds.
This is the best you've got.
Okay, practice rotation.
Nice laser there.
Yeah.
Give me a flashlight.
Back
No,
online.
not in my face.
Chill here. Don't go,
Yeah.
The weed spawned, but that's about it.
Yeah, but the counter is.
Yeah, the counter's not.
Oh.
Got about
I'm gonna go get a piece of chicken while this counter's showing up.
Some citizenship. Might crack in this thing's shield.
Dude, rotating AI, circling AI hammerheads are so difficult. They just keep on moving so much. Idris, on the other hand, is a joke.
Bring it. Give me everything you've got.
I almost should switch to my other pip. You can actually target this thing. There we go. There we go.
Did you see the IAE announcements?
Specifically, what about?
On which days, what company
Yeah.
is going to be holding it? There's a
I made
new
a
ship.
list.
Oh, there you go.
We
Numbers
have
are
the
up.
counter, guys.
Yeah. They showed a new ship. They teased a new ship, but it didn't show exactly what it was.
Talking about that like Drake one, it seemed like.
It seems, yeah, like the hangar door was opening and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
coming down, and that's about it. That's kind of looks nice. I'm about to start killing people.
I'm gonna make you bleed for that.
Well, wait for Christian though, dude.
It's okay, you can start.
Holy fuck!
okay.
One photo shots and didn't die. You guys want to save the green drugs for ourselves?
Yeah, they look like
No,
a good
'cause that
time.
would fuck up the
You're
list.
gonna pay for that.
This is not a good term. Yeah. Wait. Too fat. Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
I know.
Hang on. Who has an energy rifle? Rizzy, do you have an energy rifle?
You don't
Oh,
have to
no.
have
Oh,
an
no.
energy rifle, right?
No, the blue one requires energy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You have a rail gun. Wait, isn't the Karen rifle energy?
Sounds like our ship blew up.
Yeah, sounds like a ship just blew up.
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm gonna throw a nade
Yeah, I have a grenade as well. Go ahead.
over there.
I'm gonna throw one as well.
Oh,
Contact down. Moving. Oh wait, these motherfucking custodians have energy rounds in them. Give me a second.
uh-oh. We have more.
Get rid of the body.
God, this is taking forever.
Let's see you try that again.
Too fat. Hang back. Get back. Get back. That thing has a big explosion. Get back.
Yeah.
Wait. How do you charge up the rifle? There's a way to
There
charge
we
up this
go.
rifle.
My God.
That's it.
That was disappointing.
That was very disappointing.
Yeah.
It's 7:56. Alright, I gotta hurry this up.
Well, I'm going to the right.
Cool.
Or left, actually.
Oh, red crate. Oh, look, red crate. What do you have in you, sir?
I'm gonna clear it for hostiles first, okay?
Yeah. You picked the wrong guy to fuck with. Dude, look at the amount of red crates.
Right, this thing's just sitting still.
Oh, yes!
You won't ever die, Jesus.
The area is so cluttered, dude, you cannot drop a single thing. There's an FS9 ammo in one of the crates, dude.
Why don't you stick to the mission first?
I'll kill the guards.
I hired you to protect me. Now get back here and protect me.
Yeah.
God.
Sounds like a porn movie.
I know, right? This guy just come. Whoa. Damn, this guy got in my face. I don't remember how many guards there should be.
No idea.
I hired you to protect
wanna
me. Now
put a
get
missile
back
right
here
inside
and
of him.
protect me.
Oh my god, you almost shot your ass in the face.
Damn it.
Ooh, yes. I wanted.
Oh, I got it right in the back door.
I can
fucking
glitch
great.
everything in. Lol.
Hired you to protect me. Now get
Nah, I
back
don't
here and
need that.
protect
The
me.
water. Basically, I can find them. Did you go to the back room yet?
Nope.
Alright, don't worry.
Down.
I'll go back there.
I
Alright.
was a goner.
That was pretty cool. I
Thanks.
managed to break open his door and then send a
I
missile
hired you to
inside.
protect me. Now
It's
get
funny
back
as
here and protect me.
hell. Yeah, I protect you, buddy. Relax. That was kind of bugged out, though. That fight with the Connie, though, even though it's AI and shit. That was so much fun. Alright, I have to go see what they're all up to here. Let's see if... Okay, Subprime was on. Alright, I'm gonna go join in with them, see what they're all up to.
A year, maybe?
Yeah.
What's
Whenever Invictus launch week was, yeah, so. Going on, Deadsea.
Nothing. What are you guys up to?
Just wait for some people to join in. We'll just trickle in a little bit. Get started soon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been out here just flying around decoupled, rotating around Olisar, doing some service beacon. Getting ready.
Alrighty.
I might pop back to you and hop up so.
Alright.
Did you like the thumbnail?
I did.
Yeah, I thought that was
Wasn't
fucking
exactly sure where you were going with it real quick, but then I saw that you were going to join the class. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I brought up a Frankie.
So what kind of equipment do you guys have? Do you have like flight sticks? You using keyboard, mouse?
I'm on
for
keyboard
right now,
mouse. Man.
For right now, using keyboard and mouse. Planning on getting a flight stick to do flight stick mouse.
You know, that was one thing I've been manning to do, so I'm going to try to do that real quick. See what I can do with keyboard and mouse. Oh my god, this feels weird.
Yeah, wait. Don't you play on dual sticks, Primal?
Yes, I do dual sticks, yep.
Same.
It doesn't, there are plenty of people there are a few people in the PvP world that still play keyboard mouse. They're just initiating. So it's not something that's not doable. It just takes more practice.
Yeah, Dorgaboss is a master at keyboard mouse. He has sticks, he has pedals, but he's all about keyboard mouse when he does the PvP combat.
Yeah, some people just, you know, that's what they prefer. So, hey Mayhem.
What's
Yo, what up?
Yeah, I do plan to get like a stick set up here eventually at some point. Just, I don't do a whole lot of ship combat, so it's not at the top of my list. I know it's fun for everything in the game, but
yeah,
eventually.
Yeah, you know, use it for DCS too. DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator, Everspace 2 is coming out here. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can use sticks for.
I mean,
so.
Yeah, I mean, that's my only thing is, like, I would literally only be using it for this game. I don't play many other flight sims, so...
Well, you can always change that.
You can always dedicate your life to some flight sim.
Yeah.
I didn't either until I downloaded DCS. After Star Citizen.
So, what is DCS?
The combat sim.
Yeah, digital combat simulator. Yeah, it's mostly jet pilots and helicopters that are high fidelity, and so they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I fly the Apache. It's sick.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was just like Microsoft Flight, where it's like you're just flying around commercial planes, really, and just.
What's up, Uncle Pork Chop?
Hey, good evening. What's going on?
Not too much.
Just getting started.
Yep. Excellent. I'll try to jump in on you guys.
Yeah, depending on how we go, we might just do a bunch of talking. See what you guys know about the flight model, how you guys like, how you know about Star Citizen, how to fly ships.
Sounds good.
The basics. We try to just bring you up to speed. So, like, when you hear certain people talk about things when you're flying, you can say, "Hey, yeah, I know what that means." We'll go through some settings. Everything's optional. You know, we're just suggesting. We're not saying you have to do these settings to be able to fly good. It's just stuff that helps.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I'm super interested in, so that I'm not flying things like one way and then have to change over eventually. I'd rather just have everything like kind of the way it works best, and then just get used to doing that.
Yeah, I've been looking to get a better understanding of decoupled flying. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty good in space, but trying to understand the fundamentals of it a little better, use it for my advantage.
Decoupled is
I'm still in keyboard and mouse, but
yeah, it'll be a little difficult for some of the people that do keyboard mouse. It's not undoable, right? It just takes a little bit more practice, and at the end of the day, it comes down to muscle memory. Like even with my sticks, when you're learning dual sticks, it comes down to muscle memory what I need to do. Keyboard and mouse, it comes down to kind of like the tapping, right? You gotta because you have full control. You hit that key, you get 100% thrust. Whether with the sticks, if I just do half, I can use a stick and use half thrust, right?
That's right.
Power. So with keyboard, it comes down to a lot of like tap, 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 hold, tap,
Yep.
Just to try to keep yourself afloat.
Yeah, if you're really good on keyboard, go with some good finger acrobatic skills, no problem.
Right.
God
damn it.
Deadsea, are you in there? I apologize. Deadsea, are you in their server?
No,
Should I
I'm
bounce
just
on you?
about to hop over to their server. I'd say join on sub if you have them on your list.
Okay, I don't know if I have sub.
I'm actually just going to stream for a bit, so you guys will be able to watch me and Bogey. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of just showing, teaching, and depending on where we're at, we'll go from there. Trying to get us into free flight, Bogey, but it keeps putting us in battle royale. I might just do it alone for first few minutes.
I have a nomad, so I can't get into free flight.
That's okay. Like I said, I'll just probably be streaming most of this.
Okay, that works.
And I'm gonna start it over.
Give you a ship for free flight.
Okay,
They
so
should,
they're
actually.
supposed to. They're supposed to, but I don't have one for whatever reason. I need to submit a ticket and then see what they'll do about it. Either give me a nomad or give me an arrow or whatever.
That is very interesting.
So that is one question I have too. Like I hear people going to go free flight. I get like what Arena Commander is. What is free flight? Is that it's separate from the PU? Is that what I'm getting?
It's basically it's part of Arena Commander, and you can see this world I'm in. This is just one of the maps. There's another map that you can go to as well. It's just a small station. Yeah. There's like a small station. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can just fly around, practice things.
Oh, so I get you. It's not like the free fly event where all the people in the PU. It's just like you can free fly around a map.
Right.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, you can just free fly around on these maps.
That makes sense.
And this is also these are also the maps where battle royale happens. So like battle royale's in this map as well. So.
Oh, you just we're in battle royale. I'm gonna spawn back out.
I just backed out, because it put us in battle royale. So I'll just do it alone for a bit first.
There's the STAARS says in battle royale.
And then
yes.
The only other thing I have to say is Dustin will be joining. He's just going to be a minute because he has to go and get a phone to verify.
Okay, that's all right.
I full screen this.
Let's see. While we wait, first things first. A good test that I like to ask people that are coming in is Deadsea or anyone that's new. If you have a light fighter, if you have a Gladius, an arrow, or if you're using a blade, what kind of bounty level do you think you could complete? Could you do an HRT? MRT? Kind of like what bounty do you think you could do in a light fighter?
Well, I just use my saber to do a fucking hard service beacon. It was just a Connie and 2 Valkyries. It wasn't the Hammerhead one.
Yeah, it wasn't the Hammerhead.
I don't really know. Haven't really done. I've done MRTs in a Super Hornet, but that's about I've done solo. I've always ran with people.
I regularly farm VHRTs, and while I I could do an ERT in a Gladius, I wouldn't, just because it would take too long to kill a hammerhead.
Exactly.
Yeah, with her. I
It's
can
doable.
I can
but
do
it's not
ERTs with a
practical.
Gladius. It just takes forever, especially when you hit the hammerhead. You know.
All right, that's good. So we got some like somewhat familiar people that know how to fly and use shoot stuff. Let's see here. So a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. Flying in this game, it comes down to you. Then it comes down to how much practice you put in. We can teach you we can give you good exercises. We can give you good information about the game, how the game works. The biggest thing right now is actually what I'm doing, which is orbiting, and it starts in this little tiny thing, this little tiny antenna. It's the biggest thing that'll teach you how to fly. And you'll notice that this is also what a lot of the PvP players do, because when you get around someone, you can just orbit around them, and they'll never be able to shoot you, or it makes it harder. A lot of the progress here takes a while. Like it takes, depends on how good you practice, but it can take people months to learn how to fly. If you do PvP, you're gonna die. It just happens. Some people have a hard time, like hey, that guy killed me. Yeah, it got me a little upset. Whatever. Takes a little hard. It takes a little time to get used to being killed all the time, but it's just gonna happen, and it's a part of growing. It's about a part of learning, how to fly in this game. And the best thing is to teach others. You just want to try to teach everyone. We teach everyone that would come in here how to fly, how to fight. The more people that learn, the better the PU is. I think just the better the community. I know the flight model will be changing soon, but a lot of stuff we talk about doesn't really. It all still kind of comes together. Even though that flight speeds might slow down in the future, a lot of combat does not actually go past 200, 300 meters a second. Let's see. I think I'll start off with going through some settings. This is all settings that I'll go through them. If you want to do them in your game with you, you can. I'll just go through them, talk about them. First thing first is, what do we got first here? We've got coupled mode toggles. You want to make sure you have this on yes. If you have this on no, some people like to have a button to toggle coupled mode on and off. This just tells if it's a hold button or if it's an actual toggle. G-Safe defaults on. We turn this to no. G-Safe is what will tell you, it automatically stops your ship from trying to put you in a G-lock.
Give me 1 second, I'm just loading back in the game. I was getting the settings up.
Yeah, sure. No problem. When you're trying to orbit around someone and you're starting to G-lock out, your ship will suddenly slow down, and then it just makes you an easy target. Speed limiter. Speed limiter defaults on, off, because I never play with speed limiter. I just learn how to fly speeds that I need. I don't ever use the speed limiter. I don't use the thrust limiter. I just know how to fly. That's going to be different for people on keyboard and mouse, because it's a little bit trickier for you to control your speed, because you literally have all power, no power, right? It's not there's no in between that. When you try to do some of the exercises, like orbiting or something, you can try it with a speed limiter first, and then slowly just ramp up that speed limiter, but don't go faster. Just try to stay lower speed without having to go as fast. Proximity assist, always default off. This is really big because when you get close to people, it'll slow you down, makes you just stop. Anytime you get like the collision alert, if this is on, I'm pretty sure just like tries to stop your ship. Coupled mode defaults on. If you like to start playing without coupled mode, you can turn this, and every time you get in your ship, it'll automatically be in decoupled, so you don't have to press the button. All right, ESP. Don't touch this. Leave this exactly where it is. If you've changed it, just leave it where it is. It's a much more advanced thing in the future for combat. VJoy. Let's see. VJoy I don't use too much. I don't think a lot of people that use mouse and keyboard change this either. This one right here is a big one. This is your velocity indicator. And we like to put this to always on because what that is your TVI, which is those little tiny brackets that you see when you're flying. And defaultly, when you get it close to your crosshair, it actually disappears. So you kind of don't know where you're going, right? Like if it disappears. So we usually like to keep it always on. So even though I'm facing forward, I know exactly where it is. When these little two brackets, TVI, is located on my screen, that is the direction of my ship is going when I'm in decoupled mode. So if I need to go through things at all, I just know I need to get this TVI right where I need to go. And as long as I know where that TVI is, I'm safe. Let's see here.
What's up, Lemon?
Oh, what's up?
Hey, Lemon.
Hey.
So that velocity indicator, so when you're in combat speed, like say 200-300,
yeah,
does it progressively get more and more difficult to control the ship? Because I see that thing go all over the place when I'm trying to do it, but maybe I'm going too fast.
It goes around a lot, and also like you'll notice because like even though my ship's going this way, if I have a target over here, I'm not going to see it, right? Like if I'm trying to shoot a target over here, I'm not really going to see my TVI, but I know where it is. I can kind of see it right now.
That's the direction your ship's going. So if it's behind you, your ship's kind of going backwards, but you're pointing toward the enemy.
Yeah, and if you actually go backwards, you'll notice it's the opposite. So this is the exact opposite. You see how the brackets are facing outward?
Ah, okay, yeah. They'll be inward if they were going forward.
Yep. So if they're inward, if I turn around right now, they're going outward. And then
so
if you fly coupled mode, yes, if you fly coupled mode, you'll notice it kind of changes a little bit more too, because it's just a little different when you fly coupled because it uses more of your thrusters in your ship, and you always have a brake on, right? It's almost always trying to go to 0. So like even if I let go right here, my ship is automatically trying to put me in a stop. Decoupled mode, it's more like additive flying, right? If I add a little thrust to the left, I go a little bit more to the left, right? If I add a little bit more thrust, I go a little bit more faster to the left. If I add some up thrust, I start going up, but I'm still going left, right? Because it uses my inertia. The biggest thing I love seeing sometimes is when people are in coupled mode and they're trying to land their ships, because coupled mode is very jerky at slow speeds because you have full thrust. So like if you see people in hangars and they're doing this, they're like jerking all around, like they're almost like hopscotching around stuff. If you go coupled mode, you can just control it a lot easier. You can just go nice and smooth, nice and slow, and you can just touch down. Decoupled flying, especially for landing, it's just one of the most satisfying things I think in this game. Just when you start learning how to fly with it. Let's see, let's go back to our options real quick. And we were down at velocity indicator right here. VJoy, this is some more stuff that we just don't really look at. Default convergence distance right here. This is something if you find yourself trying to shoot things on the ground. I've heard some various people say that this might not work, but either way, it's a good thing to set it anyways. If you can't actually target something, this tells your weapons to automatically converge at the closest point, so 100 meters. Otherwise, they go straight. And if you're flying stuff that has weapons on the sides, right? If they're not on the nose, they're just going to go straight from there, and you don't know where that is, right? You're straight. You're in the middle. Usually we just like to keep this at 100 if you're trying to shoot people like at Jump Town, if there's someone on the ground, whatever. Let's see here. Lead and lag pip reticle. That's a little bit more into combat later. We talk about that. Targeting. So right here, pilot look ahead. This is the biggest thing that we like to turn off. So pilot look ahead, we turn this off completely. Turret look ahead, driver look ahead.
Pilot look ahead.
You
go down to
all
0?
of this is like we just turn it off completely. It basically just makes it so that your character doesn't like look forward, or your view does not change while you're trying to aim or fly. Because if you're flying and suddenly your guy's zooming in on a target, like you lose your peripheral vision a bit, and it's just you want to make sure you can see everything that you want to see, rather than have like stuff zooming in. Or I actually sometimes turn this on. Occasionally I'll turn this on and I have it set for my velocity vector. So you'll notice if I go in a direction, my pilot will start to look in that direction slowly. So I try to, my pilot will actually try to look at the TVI. You can kind of see he's kind of looking to the right, starts looking to the left here, starts looking up. But I usually just keep everything off, keep myself looking forward. I don't have Toby. If you have Toby, that's great. And pilot head off. G-force induced head movement off. Again, if you're trying to do something and you're trying to aim at something and your camera's shaking, your game's moving, it's a little harder to aim at something. So we just keep that off. Global camera shake off. What else do we have here? Graphic settings, pretty much okay here. The only things we like to say is take off chromatic aberrations, film grain, make sure motion blur is off. The last one we look at is in actual audio. There is actually a audio-driven camera shake. You guys that like to mine, notice how when you have your lasers on really loud, your camera starts shaking. That's because of this feature right here. I noticed it when I was in the rock a lot. It shakes the whole freaking ship.
That's fucking weird.
But yeah, it's all audio driven.
Why is it in the audio settings?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Exactly. Audio. it's an audio driven thing, but it's a camera shake, so
but
it's
why
like.
Does your camera shake when your audio's live?
Well, I mean, if there's a lot of explosion, right? You want to, things should be shaking, but. Let's see. So I'm gonna go over
part of
a
the
couple
cinematic experience.
Yeah, part of the cinematic experience. I mean, again, these are all suggestions, for options, just for flight, PvP, whatever. I know if you want to start enjoying the game again, by all means, turn everything back on. Turn your
should give you a little more FPS or stable frame rates too, but turning some of that stuff off.
Right. So let's see. We got some terms here we're going to go over, and first thing, of course, is vector. What is a vector? The vector is the ship your ship is traveling in. So this right here is your vector, essentially. So I'm traveling in that direction. So when you say vector, this is the way you're going. You might say, like, if I do a vector change, I'm doing a change from one side to another, like so. So now I'm suddenly going to the right of this asteroid. I can do a vector change to make myself go to the left of it. Simple as that. Velocity, just like anything, velocity is how fast you're going, right? Got a little speed meter right in the side there. TVI, I already mentioned, which is your true velocity indicator, which is just the little arrows in the middle, your little brackets to show you exactly where you're going. It's very useful. As you fly, you'll actually know how to control it. You'll know what inputs you need to make and do to make it go where you want it to go when you're flying.
Isn't that also an indicator for the vector?
Yes. This is the vector. Yep, this is your vector indicator. So, sure, go ahead.
So I had a question. You mentioned earlier in the settings with the with a velocity where like makes it like full or the little dash lines. Like, is there a keybind by default to swap it back and forth? Because I turn it off just to see how I like it, and if I do get more into it, I need to, since I'm on mouse or keyboard and mouse still.
You have to bind it yourself.
Oh, you have to bind it? Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to probably bind it yourself.
Now, when you were just doing that sub,
yep.
Like when you started going through those little loops, do you hold forward the whole time with your speed limiter set, or do you just like let it go whatever speed it's going at, and then just weave in and out?
I just let it go. I'm honestly only using left and right, and I'm just using my existing inertia forward.
Okay.
I do have a visualizer, but I wish I could use it. It's kind of a little blurry when I use it, but I do usually have a visualizer that can show what my stick movement is while I do flying stuff.
Okay.
I can show some examples of it in a little bit later tonight. G-lock, of course, we all know G-lock. So when you start doing this and you start to black out, this is your G-lock. Character will black out. You lose all control of your ship. Your ship will just continue going the same direction it was going at the same velocity. Unless you're in coupled mode, it'll start to slow down. But red out is exact opposite. G-lock is usually when you're going up, or all the blood is actually escaping from your head. Red out is actually the opposite. If you're going down fast enough, you will actually start having red. All your blood will start going to your head, and you'll have a red out.
And that can be countered by flipping the opposite direction of the force.
Yes, correctly. And it's also been shown that I also believe this is true for real life as well, but like you can actually take more lateral G's than vertical G's. So what I mean is that if you are going forward right now, and if I start going up really fast, I actually don't know how to, there you go. If you turn and make it a lateral change, so I'm going left and right instead, you'll actually come out of G-lock because you can take more G's going left to right than you can up and down, because the blood's not escaping from your brain; it's just going from one side to the other, technically. Let's see. We're going to talk about trichord and bichording. So, trichord, bichord, they're just two different terms for what we mean when you're trying to fly a ship. So, a bichord is taking two of your movements, just any two. So you've got left, right, you've got up, down, and you got forward, back, right. So if I go left, if I go to the right and I go forward, that's a bichord. I'm using two thrusts. I'm using a right thrust and a forward thrust. And you can actually kind of see it outside a little bit. You can see the very front of my ship. It's kind of pointing out to the left because I'm actually going to the right as well. Trichord is, of course, all three. So you're going to use forward, back, left, right, and up. Why you want to do this is because you combine the amount of G's that your ship can produce. And I mean produce is just how much it can go. So I'm going to slow down real quick. We're going to take a look at the G meter, which is in the bottom right of your ship. And it is right here. This is your G meter. This shows you how many G's your ship you're experiencing right now. If I go straight up, you'll notice I got that 8.6, 8.7. Slow back down. You'll notice going down, it's a little bit less. So 3.9 G's down. If I go up forward, you notice it goes all the way up to 14. If I just do a standard forward thrust, it's only around 12. So you're kind of adding thrusts together to give you more G's, and because you want more G's, it's easier for you to change your vector. So if I'm going forward, and you'll watch this TVI right here, I'm just going to hold right stick, and you see how slow my position is changing? It's taking a very long time for me to rotate this way, or for my vector to change. If I was to do a left and a forward this way while I'm looking in this direction, you can see it changes a lot quicker. The more G's you have...
If you tricord and also bank, will that accelerate the speed?
Yes. So you'll notice I can do a accelled turn where if I'm going this direction, I want to change it to this asteroid right here. I can do a tricord. And it takes a little bit less time because a tricord with a Gladius, you get about, what is it, 16, I think? I can't remember actually, but I'll find out here in a second. Let me just slow down. You'll notice when you go at full speed, you actually don't experience any more Gs because you can't go any faster, right? Your ship's not going any faster. So once you reach max speed, that G meter will go right down unless you start to go in a different direction. So full tricords are about 16 Gs in a Gladius. Again, this is all due to how fast you can change your position to make it harder for someone else to hit you. Let's see here. We got Jerry meter, we got this, we got that.
When you're like dogfighting, do you want to keep your G's high, or do you want them lower?
It depends. It depends if you want to be evasive or controlling. So one thing to keep in mind in this game too is that if you're being really evasive, it's also harder for you to hit your target.
Yeah.
Right? So I say that because you can actually control the pip of your enemy target. If you go to the right, their pip on their ship will go to the left, right? A good way to actually demonstrate this is you fly backwards and you watch your TVI. So like, if I start flying backwards here, and we're going to see the reverse, we're going to see the other TVI come out. So this is my backwards thing. Imagine if this was a target I'm shooting at. You'll see if I start going to the right, it starts moving to the left, right? Because I'm going the opposite direction, right? So I have to start leading my target. You know, and again, if you go down, up, whatever, it starts going backwards.
It's the opposite.
What's up, King Jun? How you doing?
Opposite. So if you're trying to be more evasive at a time, it's a little bit harder for you to actually hit your target as well. So it comes down to a balance of flying versus having the control in the fight to get shots on. Or to have time on target is the term that we usually use. Let's see. We've done speed limiter, we've done lead pip, we've talked about that.
I have a question about that velocity indicator, and this might be off topic, but
no, go right ahead.
Say your opponent is targeting you.
Mm-hmm.
Does your opponent's targeting system, does it look at your projected vectoring? You know, does it? Because I've seen where it tries to predict where the front of the ship is going, like where your aim point is. If say your opponent.
When you do target a ship, there's usually an arrow in that little box, right? That is always the front of the ship that you're targeting. The pip, or the little box, if you use a lead pip, that can also tell you which way they're going. Let me see.
But if your vector is, say, all the way to the left, like you're fading, you're floating to the left, and your vector is your ship is going to the left, but you're pointed off to the right.
I'm doing pretty good. Just here at the flight school. Some of the boys, they're they do this flight school once a week, and I'm just here trying to pick up some knowledge from them, see how everything goes.
No, it'll just show. So my pip will not change. I can do this all I want in decoupled mode, and my pip will not change at all.
What about the opponent's pip?
The opponent's pip would also be the same because I'm physically not putting G's on my ship. So if I can do this, and their pip will not change.
So the targeting systems it corresponds directly to the G-force or the vector, whatever the.
I'm not playing at all right now. I'm watching him fly around and tell us some information.
It is looking at, because I don't know. I thought maybe. I apologize.
No, you're fine. Absolutely. Any questions that you guys have, just go for it. I know it's a lot of information and stuff. Like it takes a while to learn everything here. So
easy to get overload.
yes, it is very easy to get overloaded.
Yeah, you see how that target was changing around? Why does it bounce to the left and the right so much? Is that because that's the front of the ship where it's pointing?
So it's what that's doing is that's calculating based on my velocity and his velocity where I should be targeting, where I should be throwing my shots to hit it. Now you'll notice that you can also use a lead or a lag pip too. So a lag pip changes it to where I have all the control, but I lose any information that my ship, that my target would give away. See, I don't know which direction he can be going in right now. He could be going, he's facing this direction, but he could be going backwards. He could be going sideways. And I don't know because I'm using lag pip right here on a small target. If I change back to lead, you'll see that I can tell which direction he's going, even though he's facing a completely different direction. So as you guys have probably already seen in this game, they use inertia a lot. Like inertia is a part of this game. Flying decoupled, I think, is mostly like just an inertia master. You learn the ship, if you go 400 meters a second one way, you have a lot of inertia in that direction. So you have to counteract that before you start going a different direction. And that's where your G's can come in, because if you have more thrust power in one direction, you'll be able to change it a lot quicker.
A question.
Sure, go for it, Too Fat.
Is it easy? I use keyboard and mouse.
Yep.
Should I stay coupled?
It's a little bit easier, I think, for keyboard and mouse players to stay coupled. Keyboard and mouse, it comes down to, it's a little bit harder to learn, but I was telling a couple of the others, I haven't actually learned how to do it myself exactly, but you have to kind of learn how to do like a tap method, right? Like you have to tap, tap, tap. It kind of comes down to like how much you have to tap to get in the right position.
Okay.
The 3 thrusts of your ship, like so for tricording and whatnot, the most powerful thrust that any ship has is what?
Up.
Forward, I would imagine.
The most powerful one is forward, yes.
Okay, yeah.
The second most powerful thrust on any ship is your up thrusters. So when you do bichord, trichord, 9 times out of 10, when you're doing those, you're going to be including forward and up at the same time. And then a left or a right. So trichord. And a lot of times, like tricording is about 45s. We call it like 45s because that's where my TVI will go. That's where my TVI is going to be going. And I'm going to try to get close to this guy, flare off this missile. And a lot of people will say, I got to get him in my 45. So I'm going to get him in my 45 degree top left. I'm boosting him tricording. I'm waiting for my TVI to come back. I'm going to G-lock out. And right here. So I'll start a little bit of an orbit. It's really hard to do this actually in single player because they're complete AI and they know exactly what I'm doing. Let's see. I'm gonna head back over to free flight real quick.
Well, if you go like you say, in 45 degrees, you also have a second or two more that you have your enemy in the screen, right? Because you're going diagonal.
That is true as well. That is also true. Let me see here. So let's see. One thing that's good to know for flying is how to do a fast turn. So if you have if you're heading a direction, I've got a velocity. I'm going forward. I want to turn and look at this station over here. What's the quickest way to do that? Well, some people would say you go forward, and then you turn and look at it. And you'll notice how long it's taking my TVI to get over here. I'll start to trichord. I basically just did this gigantic banking turn, like this gigantic S turn.
Actually a slip turn, right?
Yeah, it's basically like a big slip turn. If you want to really change targets quickly or change directions quickly, basically just use, what you're going to do is you're going to use pitch and yaw. You don't want to just pitch, right? You don't want to yaw. You don't want to just yaw left and right. You want to do both. Go do both, because that will combine both of your speeds together. And you'll notice that I can go around really quick if I'm using both of these.
Oh, I see. Because earlier you said that side left to right, you don't have that much power. Your strongest power is from forward and up. And if you turn, you yaw, I guess, toward the
right. So yeah, exactly. So if I'm looking at this one, if I want to look at this one, you notice how quick this, you notice how this is. If I make it that 45 degree, boom, snap, I'm already there, right? It's a lot quicker. And also, when you want to do this, if you're ever trying to do a quick turn and you fly decoupled mode, especially if you fly decoupled mode, you never really hold forward, right? You just, if I'm going forward, I'll let go forward. I'm not going anywhere. Turn around, and then start my change.
If you boost at the same time, will you cancel your inertia faster?
Yes, exactly. When you're in space, boosting is often used when you're turning, when you're changing your vector back and forth. So like I can boost back and forth. And you'll notice boosting makes that TVI go a lot quicker.
Faster, yeah.
Reacts faster, but you'll notice as I get up to speed, it reacts slower. I'm going to come up to our first little exercise here, but go ahead. Go ahead, 2-5.
That's because you have much more inertia, so it will take longer for the boost to get back to zero, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
So the very first and continual exercise that a lot of us do is called an orbit. And we usually use free flight with this antenna because it's a really good tool. You basically pick a vector. So you start small, start absolutely small. Fly coupled mode, fly whatever. Put your speed indicator on if you need to have that on. Just start it small and then work your way up to it because it does get tricky. You start with just a single direction, and you try to follow this. Try to aim at the middle. You'll notice that I don't have to go too fast. I'm using a little bit of forward, but I'm mostly just using a little bit of right. And depending on how you fly, certain people fly different ways, but right now, I'm only using forward. I'm only using forward thrust, and I'm yawing to the left because the inertia of my ship is making me go around this.
Now, quick question. If your keyboard and mouse, what controls pitch? Is that like your mouse?
Yes, that would be your mouse.
Okay, and yaw, is that like the Q&E?
Nope. Yaw is actually mouse, and pitch is mouse at all.
Your Q&E is your rudder.
Yeah, Q&E would be your roll.
Oh, okay, so you're just saying like pitch and yaw is up a little bit to the right a little bit with your mouse, technically. Is pitch and
so yaw is left and right. Yeah, yaw would be left and right, just like a plane. Pitch is up, down, right? Pitch is up, down. And then roll would be just roll.
So right there, all you were doing was a little bit forward and having your mouse a little bit in one direction. Is that all you're technically doing?
Yeah. I mean, I was using I'm using my sticks, but I only use. So I'll use a little bit of right. So I'll use a little bit of right, and you can actually tell what I'm doing most of the time. If you look at the G meter right here.
Yeah.
If you're ever in flights or if you watch like reruns and stuff, you'll notice I'm pressing right now.
Oh, the red
right, because you
bar,
can see that red line, right? The red bar. And now look what I'm doing. I got no red going right. I just got a little red going forward. A little bit up. I'm watching the G meter instead of watching the
Okay.
thing.
So as soon as
Power.
you started, as soon as you like got your speed left, you didn't have to keep pushing it because the decoupled is just
right.
You're just going left.
You're just controlling the inertia of the ship. Now, some people like eventually you can just hold right and still try to fly. You can still try to orbit. I haven't really gotten to that point yet. But yeah, this is all you do. You just pick this little station, orbit around it,
That's
and then you stop.
Actually, what decouple means, right? You're giving one input, and it's gonna stay at that velocity, right?
Yes.
So
this. Go ahead, Tufa.
So, like with keyboard and mouse, this is tricky.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually get my controls to reset so I can. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually on keyboard mouse right now, except my mouse doesn't want to work right now. I tell you what, I can use my stick, but I'll use my keyboard for my thrusts. So let's see if I can do this.
Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you're pressing here. I'm curious, like how much of each.
So.
Because that's what's happening to me is I keep like getting farther away. Like.
So when you do that, is honestly it's hard to do. It's going to be really easy to do with keyboard, but it's because your forward thrust has so much power. Okay. So you'll notice I'm going to do this right now. Actually, I'm going to do this.
So you virtually need to tap on the forward button instead of.
Yeah,
yes. You definitely need to tap.
So I'm actually not in free flight. I'm orbiting an asteroid outside of Referral 1 right now.
Yep.
And I mean, I can stream because I do play keyboard. I can. Never mind.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, the second I yeet myself to like right or left, I just kind of tap forward to keep myself at the same distance as like going around.
Right.
So what I'm seeing here is every once in a while, I seem to hit a little bit of left, like a click of left, and you just keep like the odd click of forward. Is that what you're doing?
So you'll notice. Yeah, you'll notice if I keep going right, my crosshair comes off the station.
Yeah.
If I go back to the left, I'll go back into the middle. If I go to the right more, I'll go off station. So I'm using that left and right to try to keep myself right in the center. And so I'm going to experience this right now for you guys. But a lot of times you hold forward, or if you're using too much forward thrust, this is how powerful your forward thrust is. I'm just going to hold the stick forward. Yeah, and you'll see that I just start to drift right out, right? See?
Yeah.
This is what you do. And then you come back, and then you try to do it again. And then you're holding forward, and then you drift out, and then you drift around it, and you're trying to pitch around it.
Okay.
The biggest exercise is just, for keyboard mouse, it's going to be difficult. It will be hard, but it's not undoable.
Well, the biggest thing I've got out of this is like, the less is better. Like, less is more. Like, the less you hit the keys, the better fucking control you have. Makes total sense, but like...
Yes.
I was trying to do it, I was like, trying to hold forward and left it, like, down, and fucking spin around, you know?
Right.
And it's just like...
So yeah, I'm tapping right, I'm holding W, tapping right, hold W. Tap right, hold W.
I have always... I need to always compensate with Q and E. Depends on if I'm going right or left.
Yes.
Is that the biggest problem with coupled, actually?
Coupled mode, yeah, because coupled will actually fight you. I'm gonna do this in coupled mode. Try to do it with a keyboard right now.
You gotta work a lot harder to keep that rotation.
Right. So it's always gonna try to stop you. So the second you let go of your keys, your ship's gonna do its max thrust to stop you. It's almost as if you have space brake on, right? Yeah. So you'll notice, like, you have to keep on having the inputs, and you can notice it be a little jerkier right now. I've got coupled mode on. I'm using the keyboard. I can't really get a smooth orbit around this thing. And the second I let go, it drifts me out.
Yeah.
Right?
But also, your ESP is fighting against you also, right?
Nope, I have nothing targeted. ESP has nothing to do with this.
I thought
only when you have a target on.
How close you are to something else?
Nope.
Any tilt?
Nope. ESP does not have any
He's
effect
talking
at all.
proximity.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
proximity, maybe?
proximity thing that he had you to
proximity?
turn off. Hopefully.
Yeah, so if you turn that off, you will not have this issue at all.
Oh, I thought that was ESP
Nope.
in the cockpit,
ESP
on the
is something
display.
different.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
I actually don't think I've ever done this because I turned proximity off. Like, actually, I don't even know if I have a key mount
Proximity
for it.
flight assist. Yeah, let me see if I think I missed that one. Let me see if I have that on.
Because when I go into a hangar, for say, the proximity mechanics usually fights me.
So yeah, where
If you know what I mean?
is that where it said proximity assist defaults on? Yeah, you have it to no. Yeah.
Yes. Yep, I have it to no, so whenever I get in a ship, I have no proximity assist, I have no G-safe, I have coupled mode turned off.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to think of if they have it in here at all, but I don't see it right now. But yeah, so orbiting is one of the simplest exercises you can do. It can become extremely difficult, but it can help you learn. Eventually, change it up, go down, use your down thrust.
Yeah.
Where in my key bindings where it would be to turn coupled on and off?
There should be a button
Alt
for
C
this.
or
Alt
something
C
like
is
that.
the basic. Like
Alt C is the basic one. In advanced controls, I believe it's under flight movement, and it's going to be decoupled mode toggle.
Oh, okay.
Which is Alt C for keyboard.
So, do you ever toggle in and out of coupled when you're flying, against people?
I do not. No, I usually fly decoupled 100% of the time.
Are you using
want to stop real quick or something if things are getting.
Yeah, if I want to stop, like if I want to just like hold my position and like take my hands off the sticks, I'll do it. Like especially if I'm in atmosphere.
Or if you're gonna alt tab an atmosphere or some shit.
Yeah, like if I want to alt tab or something, because if I'm doing this, right, if I'm going like this way towards this big asteroid, and I alt tab,
Yeah.
eventually I'll just hit this asteroid and then die. And it's happened to me a couple times where I just hit a planet or hit a moon or something. But I'll throw it on occasionally if I need to stop. I also use space brake, but that's because I'm, different people don't like to use space brake.
Well,
I like to use space brake instead because I don't have to remember if my coupled mode is on or off. Because if I accidentally turn it on.
Since you usually fly decoupled, so.
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Is it faster to turn 180 and boost than doing the space brake?
As long as you're not hitting forward thrust.
Yeah, as long as you're not throwing forward thrust. And actually, the fastest way for me to turn around would be a tricord. Because I got 21 Gs with boost, and I just turned around.
Now, one thing I noticed with like the C2, whenever I let's say I'm coming into a space station in C2, and I probably have coupled on, like what I found would slow that thing down. Like if you just were coming straight in and you let off the keys, it slows down like let's say 25 meters a second. But if you would like flip it at 90 and then put belly up, it would start dropping at like 150 meters a second, where it's almost like technically like air resistance on the belly of the ship. Now, is there anything like, is that, if you're trying to slow down and like coupled, if you put your like belly up and like forward, does that actually slow you down at all?
Yeah.
Well, it's your bottom thrusters are doing a lot of the work.
So your up thrust has got the second highest, right? So it's better. It's going to be better than your retros or your back strafes.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what you're doing. So coupled mode. So yeah, if I go forward, and I throw coupled mode on, you'll see I only get 4.8 Gs of slowing down powder. Right?
Yeah.
Takes a while. If I go a little bit faster again, and if I go belly up, right, and I throw coupled mode on, you get that 9 Gs. because that's my up thrust. It's using my up thrusters now in coupled mode. It's a computer that's using all these different thrusters. So you stop sooner.
Also did see another thing specific to the C2. The VTOLs on the C2 actually do function.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
We call that, I'm an old helicopter pilot. It's amazing to use my M2 and VTOL because we call it corking. We can take off from ground and get up to 2,000 feet in a split second. It's incredible on the M2.
Dang.
So that makes sense. So yeah, like that's just like the it's not actually like resistance, it's just because of coupled and it like throws the
different
thrusters off.
It's just using different thrusters.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So like
So if you
technically
put
turn
your,
and burn would be
forward
faster.
thrusters at it.
You could also actually just hold boost too, because you can boost while you're in coupled mode as well. So like if I do the same thing, and I go belly up, coupled, boost, I get 13 Gs of stopping power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what happens like Too Fat was saying, if you go full forward, let's say it's decoupled, you go full forward and let's say you're going max speed. If you just like 180 and then boost the other direction, does that slow you down the most?
Yes.
The most, yes. That'll slow you down the most. Okay. Ultimately,
I usually do a 180, then kind of forward thrust tricord, and then.
Yeah, usually you try to get a tricord in it too.
Okay, so then that's the actual maximum. It's like turn, full thrust in 3 directions,
there it is.
and it's max stopping power.
So, like keyboard and mouse, the 3 directions, like you tap like W
spacebar.
WD spacebar.
Okay.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep. WD spacebar or WA spacebar.
So is that the most effective way to, like, say you're jousting someone like in deep space? Like, I've had multiple times where they've spun around me and like we're both going like nearly 1,000 a second past each other. I want to turn on him to catch up and chase after him. Is that the most effective way to spin myself and get after him faster?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, because that's going to change your vector the quickest. So if you're going opposite directions and you want to change to his direction, I wouldn't be going 1,000 meters a second. When I'm trying to interdict people that are doing jousts, I stay slow. And then if anything, I start going backwards before they even get to me. So I'll start going their direction before they even come to me.
Oh, so then you can 180.
And then I can be on them already.
Or then you can 180 and then boost off.
Match their speed.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you start it, if you start it before that, you can be in front of them already looking at them. Right? I don't even have to 180. Because if I just stay in front of them.
Alright, that makes sense.
When you start to get into converge distance, do you start doing a pre-turn? Like say they're jousting, do you try to do a pre-turn on them?
Usually yes. Depends on what kind of pilot they are, because like if they're, a lot of dogfights usually happen at slow speeds. The higher speeds kind of make it a little bit unfun, in my opinion. Usually it just becomes like an orbit battle.
Yeah,
it becomes a control
jousting
battle.
back and forth is frustrating.
That's why they're gonna get the new mechanics, right? Slow everything down.
A little bit, yeah. It's gonna change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I said, back to like your orbiting practice, like you want to just keep doing this. This will get yourself down with a muscle memory of, say this is your target, I'm just going to try to keep shooting at this target. Try to get your distance control. Can you bring it in closer? Can you bring it in, can you control your distance with it? Can you come back out? Hold your target. Can you change your vectors and still orbit?
Yeah.
And then you just start changing this up. Throw a little boost in there. Try to change your direction. Start doing bichord orbits. So like you do bichord orbits. currently right now, Gladius versus Gladius. If you fly close enough around a Gladius, they will not be able to turn fast enough to actually look at you. Meaning you can actually fly. Yes. Because the closer you are, the more the more further away I am, I don't have to turn as much, right? I don't have to turn at all.
You
to
slow
look at this
everything
target.
down.
It slows everything down, right? And I still have all this room, right? To turn. You bring that nice up and close, suddenly, even if they're turning their fastest, they can't catch up with me. Old nose bump there, but
Now let's say, okay, here's something. Let's say you're that guy.
Faster.
Let's say you're that pillar right there, and somebody's doing this to you. How do you counter this?
Yep. There's a couple ways you can do it.
Boost out?
Yeah, do you just go full speed away?
You can counter strafe or anti-strafe, where anti-strafe is usually you go away from your target. So if this is my target and I'm looking this direction, I'm going to anti-strafe, which is go away from him. Or I can counter strafe, go into him. And this changes depending on which direction you're looking at, right? So right now, if I'm going this direction, my counter strafe is going to the right, so it brings me in close to him, like so. Then if I need to back out, I'll anti-strafe out. It becomes a little bit of a dance. You can also just kind of, do little jukes, different maneuvers. You can go around them, and see, this is a very beginner's tutorial because ultimately, with this antenna doesn't give you the full spectrum of 6 degrees of flight, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, you could do this, you can go all the way around and down. You could go up, down, up, over like this. You can go all the way around things. These landing platforms on these maps are also a nice little orbiting practice, and a little bit of an interdiction thing. So,
if you hit those beams, do you die then?
Yes, you do die.
Think of that too, yeah.
Okay.
So I could do this. I could just do a quick little turn and burn, back the other way. I could go around him, upside down. It becomes a little bit of a challenge. Whenever you're in a fight in PvP, there's only usually one person that has control of the fight. It's either you or them. And you can kind of feel it sometimes going back and forth. Sometimes it might feel like they have all the control because maybe they're flying a little bit better than you. Maybe you have all the control, right?
Especially if they're the most aggressive, I feel.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can break off and get a couple of videos here. I'm going to change my stream over to a screen.
Now that single player race, that's that track that you guys are always talking about?
Yep. I can actually show you this real quick too.
Yeah. I'm curious to see a lap of this, how you guys actually do it.
Old Van is one of the greatest places to fly, even in coupled mode, but just to learn how to fly. It teaches you control, TVI movement. So TVI control, you have these big giant beams. They show up, the circles, they show up in your map. So they show through your ship too. So you'll notice even if I try to block it with my ship, it kind of still shows up the ring.
Yeah.
Right. So you can know where to go. And you just kind of go through this little course. You learn how to fly.
Yeah, coordination.
Can you die in this? I'm assuming you can, right?
Yep, you can. And actually, when you're in this mode, you can actually backspace, and it's an instant death. So if you take off a wing or something, boom, dead. Okay. Just restart.
So since my pledge ship is Vakati Black, do I get an actual? If I try to do this, will I get a ship other than Vakati Black in order to run this course?
You can do this in any ship that's an Arena Commander.
You just have to log in Arena Commander to see what they give you. They may give you a Hornet or something.
Yeah, I was like, I want to practice on something that's
current loaner is an arrow. So for most ships,
an arrow. Okay.
I know because I know
Scorpius.
Yeah, this is cool as hell map. I was gonna say the same thing. This map's pretty trippy, like the ground, like it.
It is very trippy. It's supposed to be an alien planet, I think. You'll notice actually real quick.
The Vandal planet, right?
Vandal? Oh,
yeah, I think it's Vandal. Even though this is actually on a planet, this map has no atmosphere.
Yeah.
No atmosphere,
this is
no
actually
gravity.
kind of broken. It's not the way it's supposed to be. They're going to change it in the future.
So which race is it?
This is the very first Old Vanderbilt.
Old Vanderbilt.
I don't think I know anyone that does the other two races that are in this game.
Right.
I think it's all Old Van. And ultimately, your goal, which is very hard to reach, is under 45 seconds with a light fighter or the Gladius.
I would not
under 45 seconds. You said.
Yes. I believe I have the record.
Try this with a Cutlass Black, dog.
I believe I have the record for AGB right now, which is 46 seconds.
If you don't have enough Arena Commander bucks in order to do it, what's a good ship to run the race in?
Honestly, if you're learning how to fly anything, light fighters just give you a little bit more control because they have like my mantra is if you can fly these light fighters, you learn how to fly anything, which is like that's why I like actually you have been flying your Hammerhead lately, Dead, because it's a different flight experience, but because I know how to fly this, I know how to fly that big thing.
That's one of the things that made me extra interested to come along because I seen you moving the Hammerhead the other day. I forget if it was on Planet or it was around like one of the fucking ports, I think. And it was like, well, I don't move the Hammerhead like that, so I'm obviously there's more to learn.
Let's see. I think it's this one. Let me see when this one was made.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm so bad at this.
Do you exit out of your Star System launcher? I always exit out of mine. Drives me crazy.
I forget to.
Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, this first thing I do, I'll tab out next to that thing. I don't know why. Doesn't bother anything. OCD.
There are enough crashes in 30Ks, but I'll be honest, I don't.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Here you go. Here's a 46-second lap.
Okay.
From a while ago, but I don't think the recording was the best. But
it's funny because it almost doesn't look like you're going like that fast, but you go pretty fast.
Nope. You don't. 400, maybe 500 is like the max you go usually when you're racing. It's more about just control and changing your vector. The faster you go, the harder it is to change your vector, right?
Yeah.
If there were two things that were the most that you were paying attention to right now, I'm guessing it's your vector and the actual intended point you want to go to. Like, what are you looking? How are you steering like that? I mean,
I'm mostly looking at the TVI because, like I said, you get this muscle memory, especially with the sticks. Like if I'm going to the right and to the left, if I go up a little bit, I know where that TVI is going to go. Like it becomes a thing, and you'll see this big time in racers. If you do start like racing a lot, or if you watch racers, they'll come around corners, and their TVI won't even be in front of them until like the last second because they know it's going to show up. Like they know that the way they fly is going to go right in front of them, right straight. And I've heard Frankie talk about it all the time because Frankie's done a couple of the races before.
In the when you're a pilot, you're a noob, and the day you feel like you put your flying machine on you as a clothing, that's when you can fly. That's the same idea, right? It's an extension of your body. You don't think about it, you just act, right?
Right. Yeah, because as you develop muscle memory, it becomes more instinct.
Yeah.
I can see where the where the sticks are supreme to the keyboard, because the keyboard's max. If you press it, it's max thrust any direction. Where the sticks are gradual on.
Right, you can get a lot more gradual control with it. And honestly, it just feels it feels more immersive flying in the game. Hey, Tyrell.
Do you use 2 sticks, Ted?
Yes, I have 2 sticks. I have no pedals.
Okay.
Now, what do you think? Don't some people use like a controller, like for flying around? How's that like in the scale of things?
I have no clue. I don't know people that have actually used
think
controller.
competitively, put it that way.
No.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, a controller is actually 2 sticks, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 sticks, and then you have like the buttons have gradual thrust on them, technically. Like,
right. I can see that. Yeah, like the joint, like your triggers.
Yeah.
If you've played Battlefield with your controller and flown a helicopter, it's almost like flying a helicopter if you're using a controller in Star Citizen. Like I gave it a try. It's very smooth, but it's very unpredictable because the controller doesn't have that much gradual input as everyone might think.
Yeah.
But if you've played it, you know it.
I used to be really good on controller in like GTA and Battlefield for piloting. So from what I've actually seen some guy run it where he runs his controller for his movement, but all of his aim and all that is still on his fucking mouse. Which honestly I might try in replacement for the sticks.
Honestly, a lot of I guess the most ultimate combat control setup for this is actually a stick on the left and a mouse for aiming.
Yeah, that's what I'm probably gonna attempt to do.
And then with pedals.
Pedals, really?
Yeah, you use the pedals for just like Q&E. Is that technically what you use the pedals for?
Yeah, you can use the pedals for roll. Some people use it for forward back.
Yeah, some competitive keyboard mouse players will get the pedals for the roll.
Yeah. This little video here right now I'm showing is it's another member that was showing us some orbiting stuff. You'll notice Frankie's trying to orbit Asabi right now, and you see how far away Frankie's kind of staying because he's not getting up as close.
Yeah.
And you can see Asabi, he's staying still, but he's able to look at Frankie for the most part because he's staying further away.
So if he is going up and close and personal, it's much more difficult for Wasabi, right?
Yes.
How do you set up like 2 different inputs, like a controller and mouse? Like how do you set that up in this game? Where it won't absolutely fuck your
for aiming, like a controller for aiming and a mouse for aiming, or controller for flight?
like for a controller for movement, and I have my mouse for aiming.
That should be pretty simple for the most part, I think.
Well, so when I'm trying, it's my controller's overriding my mouse inputs.
Let's see. You might have to just set it to have. Let's see. How am I looking here? You might actually. I wonder if you hit your right shift button, if that changes it for you.
Right shift. Let me go into an arena commander race and try to do this. In like a Cuddy Black or something.
I was actually able to. Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
Like a console controller.
Yeah, no, I have a wired controller for Xbox and all that.
Yeah, that's probably going to override your mouse because it's going to want you to fly 100% with that controller.
Yeah, it is.
Why? Hold up.
Flight movement.
It's actually kind of working.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like really thought this out and tried the controller. So
I'm sure there is a way to get it to work.
If people aren't using it though, I imagine that
not many people do. Exactly. I know a guy that does actually use a controller, but he also used like a joystick gremlin, I think it is as well, with his controller. So
Yeah, joystick gremlin is another useful tool that might be able to help with that.
Yeah.
It's a. I don't use it myself, but I know Frankie does. And I believe Mesa does, and Lemon does as well.
Is it just me, or does this really not like? If you, I think Van Duel Planet, I think it's like fucking like Skulls on Pikes, not this.
I think this is the Xian, like the
the Turtle
Xian.
Boys. That makes more
I
sense.
think this is the either
Xian.
Xian or the Banu.
Okay, that makes more sense because I was thinking Van Duel. I was thinking like, yeah, a lot
Right,
of
so
red,
I'm
black, and people on
immediately-
pikes.
I'm
Right.
immediately seeing the issue with using this is if you're using a controller in your left hand and a mouse in your right,
Oh yeah.
you essentially lose your fucking up and down movements.
Right, so
Or
it's hard
unless
because you
have
need
to
that extra
keybind
one.
them. I mean, I could probably figure out a way to bind it, but like it's so difficult to do.
Keyboard mouse players, another good tip that I've seen a lot of people that do keyboard mouse, they change boost to be on their left click and their fire button on their right click.
Oh,
just on their left.
So instead, so it leaves you a little bit more free with your fingers to try to tap left, right, up, down. You don't have to worry about shift or
Because having all your weapons on one fire group like makes sense. So the other button would be
especially
like not used.
Especially if you use control, right? If you're trying to use control and you need a shift at you need a boost at the same time,
And
having
9
boost
out
is
of 10 times, I hit caps lock instead of boost.
Right.
In the heat of the battle, nothing happens.
Okay, yeah, boost on that.
I've actually got.
Be a little weird to get used to, but that makes sense.
I'll see. I think I've got this still. Yeah, we can go through this video real quick here. I ran into Winters one day and I chased him down and I tried to fight him. But I've got my visualizers on this video so I can kind of show you guys can see a little bit more
of the input, yeah.
Of input wise what I'm doing. And I'm going to try to maximize this so it goes away. Please. Please go away. There we go. So unless we're going at we're just trying to both orbiting each other. And you can see like the more I try to orbit, more I'm evasive, his pip goes away from him.
Yeah.
You can look at our speeds, we're not going fast at all.
No. And he used the lead pip because it was always in his nose.
Yeah, so lead pip is usually good for light fighters. It gives you more information about
the direction.
The direction they're going in.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find more of this. Oh, this isn't the full duel. What the heck? The full duel here. Why don't I have a full duel?
Why'd you hesitate in the first place to shoot Cabbage?
Because I was going after Winters. I didn't know if Cabbage would let me buy or not. But Cabbage took me out too. I've got a couple of battle royales as well. I think I can show. This one doesn't have sound, but some of these are a little older. Or a little bit when I was a little greener. So like right here, we kind of got into a turn fight there. We lost each other.
Yeah. And you didn't do 45 degree.
Right, and I didn't put myself in a 45 to use the tricord at all.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Pop up a website here. We're gonna go to XGR Racing. It's a great little website. There's plenty of tracks here that are in the PU. They're great things. The little places that you can practice on. Beautiful Glen has one. You can just click on any of these. They usually have a video guide that'll show you in a nice slow view. A lot of these tracks are just, they teach you something, a little bit extra. Frankie's explained this several times to me. Some of these tracks that are in atmosphere, like New Babbage City Tour, it completely changed his way of thinking of how to fly in atmosphere.
The one around whatever it is, Kaplan on whatever it is, Orison, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And like if you ever actually just want to watch, like Splen's usually the #1 guy around here. Shacknew's coming up next, but you can always click these replays and watch them, see how they fly.
Oh, he flies dual stick. Okay.
Yeah, most of these people are gonna be dual stick as well, but
I assume these guys aren't really PvPers, or more just.
some of the racers are actually. They're a little bit of mix of both. I mean, they know how to fly, so they know how to get around people.
Yeah. That's so impressive. This guy's going at like 400 something, and he's just pulling this easy.
When you have 2 sticks, you can control your TVI so much smoother and easier compared to MNK or a HOTAS setup.
Holy shit.
You'd see the
Jesus
dead body on
Christ.
where he hit the fucking middle thing last time.
See, shit like that, you can't do that with a
That's
HOTAS or MNK.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely
Or it's
going to.
extremely difficult too.
Yeah.
I'll have to actually ask Frankie. I'll have to ask Frankie if there's any mouse and keyboard flyers, but I think there is at least 1 or 2.
There is? Wow.
I believe there is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's probably hours upon like hundreds of hours just practicing on MNK.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Just hundreds.
Thousands.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
the rookie
hundreds.
numbers.
I was gonna
Well,
say you're kind of being
probably.
very frugal with that one.
I mean, people can pick stuff up within a couple hundred hours. It's
Yeah,
There
what
was
those
the-
guys perfect that.
There was a theorist who said you have to practice like 30,000 hours in
10,000
total
hour
to
rule.
be good at violin. 10,000, yeah, the 10,000 hour rule to get good at violin or anything you're good at.
Pretty much
So
anything.
yeah, practice for 10,000 hours, dude. Go.
Check it
Fuck
out,
work,
man.
work life, everything.
Dude,
Everybody.
hundreds of hours is what I spent on like Elden Ring, and I'm not that good.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like that's 100 hours.
well, I mean, I do think there is a degree of natural skill to this. Like,
And Mesa, he's not flying with 2 dildos.
I don't know. It's
you
not
do.
like sprinting. It's like more.
Even if you play DCS, it won't help you here at all. Nothing from DCS helps. Like just
Yeah.
last night, I pulled a DCS move on Sleazy to get on the target that was on him. I passed out, and my ship's TV was completely fucked. But if that was DCS, that would have been a perfect intercept loop.
DCS actually kind of helps with atmospheric flight.
Hell no.
Does it can help with atmosphere flight? Right.
It doesn't
Yeah, you
help
know
with
how to-
atmosphere at all, dude. Nope.
Pitch and yaw.
Nope.
Holy shit.
The
That would be
but the
bug in
Hornet
the
in this game
windshield.
is very much similar to how an F-18 flies in DCS Atmo. So if you fly F-18 Hornets in DCS, the actual Hornet in this game should be much easier for you to fly.
yeah, I think definitely. Oh, my next paycheck, I'm gonna grab at least a left stick so I can.
Dude, you could get if you don't want to spend so much on like VKBs and stuff, spend like 120 for 2 Thrustmaster sticks to get the base to start off the ground.
I
pair
mean,
of
dude.
T1600s. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
two
mean-
1600. They're super. They're like around 120 or 130 each.
I mean, I'm an FPS player naturally, so I do feel more comfortable aiming on a mouse. So.
Oh, well, you have to get used to it here.
The snake pit, is that
That's
where
that's
the
on
that one
ground
on
vehicle course are?
No,
Yeah.
it's a flight.
Yeah, it's a flight one.
flight
It
one.
sucks with ground vehicles. Yeah.
It's where we
Oh,
were
I thought it
staging
was
yesterday,
ground
dude.
vehicle.
There's
No,
one
it's
we,
a flight. It's always been a flight one.
Yeah, you
Good.
had the tank.
Yeah, tank battle.
war, right?
That's where all the
The
A2s blew
frogs?
away.
Yeah.
This is where we were staging last night. It's right outside the outpost.
Jesus Christ.
That's a snub fighter, right?
That's
Yeah,
a Merlin,
this is the Merlin.
or an Archimedes, one of the two.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
this
a
is the
Merlin.
62 Merlin.
I thought Frankie said that you can't do this course with the Gladius, and Arrow is like best for this.
Because it's in
Yeah, I
atmosphere.
think it's because the atmosphere.
So
At the flight Clampton track, you'll see a lot of people doing it in arrows.
wait, hold up. So you really think the peak of this game is dual sticks primal?
I mean, I think it gives you the most control flying. It's the most immersive way to fly this game. I mean, to play this game. I'm not gonna say people can't, play without dual sticks, but
Yeah,
if
you
you want
can,
to
it
try to
just will take
invest into
longer.
it, I think it's
What's up, Cryptics? How you doing?
for the game.
A little bit out of topic. When you're on ground and in a bunker, do you still use or switch to keyboard mouse then?
Oh no, if I'm in first person, I'll just switch over to keyboard mouse.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you have like a mount on your desk for it so you can move them out of the way?
I have them both mounted. I usually don't move them out of the way if I'm just like quickly moving.
Well,
I'll just-
I meant like
But yeah.
I currently don't have mounts, so I would have to pick up mounts.
Yeah, this is not hundreds of hours. This is thousands of hours.
Yeah, do you have
from
them
either.
mounted to your like chair or desk?
I have them mounted on my desk actually.
Yeah.
You have desk mounts as well.
They
I
have
a
desk mounts. They
keyboard
have chair
mouse tray.
mounts. Yeah, like there's mouse trays you can add onto the side because that's one of the issues I have right now. Because like transferring to mouse and keyboard is a little uncomfortable.
Oh, it's all good, man. All good. Don't even worry about me. Fucking sucks about your nan. Yeah, it's a shame. It always sucks losing grandparents.
Like, I didn't want to get two sticks because of,
How old was she? If you don't mind me asking.
like I would want to be able to just either maneuver my arm around my stick or just put my stick down and swap to keyboard and mouse if I need to.
If you were going full in, would you go desk or chair mounts? Like if you had if you had the ideal perfect setup ever.
That's preference.
Honestly, I think it's preference, but I would say desk mounts. Honestly,
Yeah.
I like to move around in my chair, so that's why I have desk mounts.
Yeah, I like
don't
to.
wanna
If I
get
need
up
to
in my
adjust my chair, lean back a
swing my
bit.
chair around and have my desk whack my stick or something.
If you ask Frankie about this, he's crazy.
What does he say?
If you, so take your arms right now.
Yeah.
In your chair, and dangle them down by your side, and put like a 20-degree angle on your lift up your arms just a little bit, and your on your elbows. That's where his sticks are.
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
His sticks are all the way down, all the way down. He just
Does he
doesn't
sit
even
on a
lift up his
bar
arms.
stool or something, or how do you even?
that, bro?
Nope, but he has a chair that has no hand rest, no arm rest. He just keeps.
That's not immersive at all, to be honest. It's kind of weird.
It can be, but then he also has his pedals in front of him.
So with the desk mounts,
and
it ends
that's the
up
other thing
being
too.
where like the actual handles of the stick, is it like just above the edge of the desk? Is that how you guys are like saying? Or like how?
So it's usually done with extrusion, and this is the company that I bought mine from actually.
Oh, okay, then so a little lower than. the desk.
Yeah.
So they can. You can adjust them up and down. They're on these little T-slot rails.
Yeah.
I got the Predator mounts as well. They're awesome and they're affordable. They're cheap.
They're very affordable. They're like I think it's like $80 a piece.
Yeah, that's
for
like
a
how
mount
I got mine
system.
set up basically, without the HOTAS at the end.
So you can buy different mounts for different systems. You can get keyboard mounts. And when you get them, it'll ask you what kind of plate you need, like for what your stick is.
Yeah.
So like you can have it nice and mounted flush. You can change it. The desk mount in the back is pretty okay. It's pretty nice. This is a slimmer profile. It doesn't take up as much room. For actual sticks. Go ahead, man.
Say you get the Thrustmasters, you could always just upgrade your plate when you upgrade your stick later.
Yeah, you can. You can just buy a plate themselves.
Or you can drill the plate
mounting
yourself.
plates. You can just get a plate yourself for whatever you have. VKB is a very good intro for if you want to step up from Thrustmasters or Logitechs. You got the Gladiator series.
Yeah, that's what I was always told. It's like if you're going like middle of the road, you don't want to go full like V-Pro, like the Gladiators with the move.
Yeah, Verpal. Yep.
Yeah,
I got the premiums of both of these. So the premiums are just both, which were 165 piece. Does it cost money to get into it? Yeah, sure it does. Like I know people are like, how much money did you spend on Star Citizen? I'm like, oh, I only have like 3 ships, and it's like, oh well, I also have a couple $100 in joysticks, right? So, but I think it was well worth it. I mean, Frankie got me into this. He sold me on the idea of it, and he gave me his Thrustmasters to try to fly, and I had a terrible time because they were crappy as hell, and said, "Fuck this! I'm upgrading already."
Yeah.
So, I'm coming right off.
Yeah, I love multi-crew ships words. Keeping the arms that low definitely would be stressful as well. Hell. And the T1000, those sticks are rough.
Like, or if I wanted a semi-budget dual stick, what would you recommend?
Semi-budget, you could try Thrustmasters.
Okay.
The
Like if you're
T1000s,
really,
I think.
Yeah, they're T16s.
T16.
Yeah.
T16.
Words in my chest saying T16 fucking bad stick.
Makes it.
I would save up an extra
Makes us ready
couple
to sell them.
paychecks or something and just get the VKBs.
Yeah,
if they
I think
break,
I'm getting
you
the
just
VKBs
repair
when I
them.
do get it.
Dude, absolutely.
If
get
anything-
PKBs, don't get Thrustmasters.
But
I-
Thrustmaster
if anything-
breaks, you got to buy another stick.
Right.
Yeah, that's the issue.
If it's $160 for 2 sticks on Thrustmaster, I would
Or
rather
should I
spend
say
it
when it breaks, you got to buy a new
on
stick,
one
not
of these.
Yeah.
If anything, I would just buy one of these sticks, and then you have a stick for your left, and
Yeah.
you can still use your mouse for your aim.
Yeah.
And there's a way for that to work.
Does the
There is.
left are you still able to roll and stuff with the left joystick, or do you have to?
You could set it up that way. There's still another.
Do they
you
twist,
still have to
by
get
the way?
yes,
The
they can
gladiators?
twist.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that
good
would-
for rolls.
Yeah, that would be
Good
good for rolls and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
All
Oh,
right.
And then
one
you
of the
just
boys
have,
asked, what web browser are you using? It loads fast, they're saying. Is that Brave?
No, this is I think this is Brave actually.
Brave, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it
I'm
is
pretty-
brave. I'd look at it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've been sold on getting this on Friday.
I know. I think I'm looking at one too. I want to at least start off with the left side and see what
Yeah,
happens.
no, that's definitely what I'm doing. I'm grabbing left because, as I said, I'm an FPS player at heart, so I think I need my mouse, or else I won't feel comfortable anymore.
I have it to where I can seamlessly switch, for FPS and then flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't you have your keyboard in front of you and just jump off the joystick,
You
hop
can
out the
do
ship, and
FPS, but FPS is totally different than flying, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm super
Mhm.
FPS
Yeah, it
oriented.
is.
That's
I'm
what I-
I'm
Wait,
FPS
so am I.
oriented too.
Wait,
So
so
am I.
Voodoo, when you play Battlefield, are you running and walking and all FPS with your mouse and keyboard, or is that with joystick? With all those sticks as well. Like
I
joysticks?
mean, ever since I came over to PC, I originally played console, but ever since I came over to PC, I do everything keyboard and mouse.
All right, yeah.
Flying.
Yeah, no, I from everything I've ever heard, I would never recommend Thrustmasters. I just recommend going straight VKBs. From everything I've heard from all the people, that's all I hear.
Well, it
Dude,
was better on
you can't
controller.
really compare on Battle.
Everyone with Thrustmasters hates them. That's all I know.
But you might just be better than half the people in M&K because your opponents are just flying on controllers.
For a Battlefield, I use controller
Welcome
and on my
To
PC.
the ASOP vehicle retrieval
We-
system.
that's a
For a long
controller
time, I
game.
just used straight up keyboard, not even mess with the mouse when I do flying in Battlefield.
Your vehicle
But
has
I'm
been
also
lost.
old enough to remember the original Descent and played that on strictly keyboard stuff.
I mean, I'm decent at flying on Battlefield with keyboard and mouse. I'm not
That's
gonna say
Frankie's
I'm
setup.
amazing. Oh. Yeah.
It looks
see,
like
my
he's
desk
sitting
is,
very low though.
Yeah.
Like his knee is
he
level
does.
with the
He sits
thing.
very low.
So it's
I
like,
mean, I said low too. I said low.
Well,
on
that
my
would be
desk.
similar to a pilot, anyways, right?
yeah.
Frankie's also a short guy, so just saying, just throwing it out.
Shade.
I was gonna say, because you
Throwing
see
shade.
the controller's like technically above his knee, so it's like having your
Right.
arms on your legs.
It's all the way down, and he's told me this. Like when he's in his flight mode, like he leans all the way back in his chair, so like he's all the way leaned back, feet are up on his pedals. So
So he uses the
Legacy
gladiators
Fleet.
with the Verpal pedals,
Omni throttle?
the Verpal pedals.
Oh, he has Verpal pedals, I believe. He has Verpal controllers as well. He has the Constellation Alphas.
I mean, don't you have Verpals, Mesa?
Rich by Mesa is floating in Verpals, bro.
Mesa does.
Mesa does, I believe, yes.
Yes,
the
RGB
biggest thing,
guys.
Alpha Primes, baby.
The biggest differences you'll see too is other than the price, like the quality's a little bit better too, but the throw. So your stick throw is more than on the Verpals. I think Verpals can go like 40 degrees or something like that. Like that's how much, like 40 degrees in all directions. And VKBs are only 20 degrees, I believe. So like 20 degrees to the left, 20 degrees to the right.
Travel.
So you have a lot more throw that you can use to like control your sticks.
I mean, how much of your throw do you use, Primal? Do you use?
I mean, I use all of it. I use the whole 20, but also you can do saturation effects where it'll be 100% at 70% throw.
Okay.
So I don't need to go all the way, and that's a setting in game. Yeah, and there's dead zones as well that you can set. But saturation is so like I don't have to go fully forward to be 100% forward. I can be like, 70% forward. I don't need to be at 20 degrees. I can be at 15 degrees and still have 100% thrust.
Yeah.
If you get sticks, dude, highly recommend your joystick gremlin. Like Mesa hooked me up a couple of nights ago, and now I have so much more control over my sticks and my throttle than before.
Now, what do you mean
Like,
by
you can-
that? What's joystick gremlin? What are you talking about?
It's a software that
Oh,
where you
okay,
can
yeah.
add your throttle and stuff and make it into a virtual device, into one whole device, so you don't have
Yeah, you
problems
can do a
of, like,
bunch of
loading
different
stuff,
stuff.
etc.
You can remap
If you get
things.
BKBs, you don't need Gremlin.
Yeah, VKBs have their own software for it. I just forgot the
Software
game's
that comes with Thrustmaster and Logitech suck ass. That's my
Logitech software is, dude, the software is from like Windows 7 times.
No, it isn't. It's
seems like
actually from
everybody
Windows
doesn't
98
have-
times.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like VKB software here, I have all my axes that I've set up for 2D control. So this was an important fix that I saw too. Let me find.
Wait, Sub, did you talk about ESP?
That is gonna be for later. Not
The
doing
ESP
combat yet.
settings, 20 and 1, the curves. When did you talk to them about that?
Yep, I tell them not to touch it because you
yeah.
don't touch it until you do combat.
It's horrible.
And even when you do combat, you still don't know what the fuck you're doing with it. So
Facts.
Legacy Fleet. I haven't seen too many things come out of them lately, but they have a lot of very good flight tutorials, flight instructions, how to do all sorts of stuff. It's a really cool group. I actually watched a lot of their YouTube videos when I first started playing this game. They teach you how to do a lot of different things. One of the things they have is SPAT, which is a flight data, a ship data and comparer. So we got here the 3 main light fighters, and you can see the differences. You can see all of it right here. So remember the Gladius? I was flying forward. I was getting about 12 Gs forward thrust. That's right here. This shows all of the thrusts, all of the information, all of the rotation rates. You got rotation rates, pitch rates, roll rates. You can see like Atmos speeds.
It seems like the Gladius and a Blade are like nearly almost exactly the same.
Well, one thing I'm just looking at when I see this here. So for the Blade, wing durability. If you shoot like the tips of the wing, does they just like rip off?
So it was an issue in the, I guess, when Blades first came out too, because like Blades used to be really crap because the second you got your wing shut off, it'd also take the weapon too.
Yeah.
And you were just a dead sitting duck, but they changed that now.
Okay.
Damages and durabilities, I don't really know too much about them, to be honest. I look mostly at the thrust values, pitch yaw rates, gun scores occasionally, just to give you a rough idea. The Blade's got more gun score because it's actually got cannons. It actually does more DPS. Wing durability, yeah, it probably is a factor. Those wings are pretty weak, but they might not affect. They don't affect it as much as they used to. So like, even if you lose a wing, you'll still probably have all your weapons. You'll see you can change it over here. The dotted line means boost. So if you have Excel forward, the dotted line is how much Gs you have in a boost form. So you can see the Blade is actually kind of a little bit better in some of these aspects, but what you do is when you come here, if you want to have it yourself, you just have to make a copy. And when you make a copy of it, it will go to your Google Sheets. And then from here, you can click these down here, these drop downs, and you have every ship in the game.
Oh, well, yeah. Put up the C2 just to compare, like, to those two. I'm just so curious.
So let's see, we got, the fuck is the C2?
So do they
versus a light fighter?
Do they
Star Runner.
update this?
Or not Star Runner. Star Lifter.
C2 Hercules. Star
Hercules, yeah.
So what is that? Green? Green. Okay.
So yeah, green.
So what's that bottom outlier one? It's hilarious.
Right. Gun score.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
C2 has a little bit more guns.
Do they update this depending on like if they actually do change something to ships?
Yeah, could you show the Saber, by the way?
Yeah, you guys.
Saber's a very popular light fighter since
instead of the C2, do Saber just so it compares to the other two. I'm just curious.
There's all the way from bottom there. It's really
no, you don't see Blade that often. You see a Gladius, Arrow, and a Saber in the field.
Blades are a little bit commonish right now. They have a little bit of an issue with their pip lead. So the issue with the Blades right now is in game. Excuse me. The outline of the ship, when it's faced up, it has an empty spot in the middle, right? Because you got the wings. So the cockpit of the ship is more towards the back of the ship. The pip is trying to shoot the center mass of the ship.
The empty spot, basically.
It's so essentially, if the blade is actually facing up towards you and you're trying to shoot the pip, it'll go right in between the two wings because it's trying to hit center mass. So yeah, it's a little bit of an offset, and that's why some blades are out there because, I mean, blades are fun too. They have a different advantage over a Gladius because they have better up and down strafes. So they actually can go up down faster. Gladius is actually really good at going left and right.
The cross section on that Saber looks so big in that little like picture.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks huge.
They don't have exactly, so it kind of gives you a good indication too. It doesn't have every information at the top of it. It'll also show what patch all of this information was taken.
I have no idea about the escape pods. I didn't even see that on their list of things that they're working on.
Like every patch or so. But it's a good general rough lookup, right? Yeah, like I was doing this the other night because it's like, I want to look at the ion, Ares ion, right? You get the Ares ion in here as a blue color, and you can see
gun score.
Gun score is a little bit up there, missile score, shield score. Some stuff is missing. You'll see, they don't have every data.
Apparently, there's no fucking wing durability. Apparently, according to that,
it says right now it doesn't.
Because the wings don't break off. Basically, if your Ion or Inferno get shot, you don't lose your wings. You basically lose nothing on the ship.
Right, you might not lose a wing because you might not lose it.
Yeah, it'll be red, but you will feel the ship tilting away from you.
So Excel's left and right though on C2 is equal with both of those other ships, and Excel's down.
Yep, it is.
So
the one thing that this
left,
will
right,
not show
down,
is your
good.
Yeah, the one thing this will not show is your VTOL. It will not show the Gs for a VTOL. And so that's one of the things that this does not
Dead's
show.
about to start dogfighting with the C2, going all down on left, right.
Yeah.
Like, I excel in this. Fuck you,
No,
Gladius.
I'm just thinking like that's the direction. If you're gonna have to fucking use a direction, use that one.
Yeah, that's to evade. Yeah, if you want to evade, that
Yeah.
would be your best way.
Down, left, or right. Going up and forward apparently is shit.
Yeah, but then you got to consider that you have a huge cross section. Your ship's pretty much huge.
Yeah,
they
but
can
it has
easily target
deadly
anything.
shields.
It's a
and
big fat target.
A bunch of fucking armor.
Here, I'll show you what deterred me from buying a Retaliator.
Wait, you mean other than the fact it handles like a fucking sack of fucking bricks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it right here before buying it or flying it ever.
No, so I flew my friends earlier just out.
You have to
Justin was
fly in
there.
VTOL. It's funny.
Oh god.
It doesn't want to turn. It doesn't want to do a thing.
Yeah,
it's a
no,
horrible
so-
piece of shit.
Yeah.
It wants to go forward, and that's it. That's it.
Yep.
That's all it'll go.
Yeah, no, I was
The
trying.
noise it makes when you're trying to turn.
I feel like it's made by the Americans, man. All the way forward, no coming back, no
Yeah,
return,
so-
no
Yeah,
retreat.
no retreat.
yeah, so
It's
I was,
a Russian ship.
If you find
Yeah,
any
there's a
ship
lot
that
of
has
roll
good,
and pitch on it.
if you find a ship that has very good back excel, that's probably made by the French retreating. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, French
yeah.
ship.
So I was flying my friend's Retaliator out of Area 18 earlier.
Dead. What the fuck?
Oh,
Jesus Christ! It
Atmo
was
especially.
yeah, especially in Atmo. Like trying to pull that thing up, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Sub, did they show here which ships don't have an atmospheric model?
No, I don't think they do, but
Is that so? What ships don't have an atmospheric thing?
it depends. It depends.
That ship doesn't have a model. Last night I was flying very smooth on.
No, see, I looked
Calio.
it up actually. The Saber has a better one than. It's got the same one as the 85X, which could mean that it does not have a model.
Yeah,
'Cause
Saber
I know the
on like
85X does
Daymar
not
goes
have
like
one.
800. It's funny.
Versus your Arrow, just 451.
Is that actually accurate?
As of
451.
317.0. Yeah.
Yep, as a 317. And then if you go to Gladius,
I could say the difference yesterday with the Gladius, I couldn't yaw at all. But as soon as I got on the Saber, I could make immediate yaw turns.
So
and you'll notice like your boost speed. So when you're in atmosphere, so quick tip for atmosphere flying. So when you're in space, you normally use boost when you're doing turns because you're going straight. You don't need to boost because you can usually get to fast speeds relatively quickly in space going straight. But if you need to change your vector, you usually use boost. In atmosphere, it's often the opposite of it. If you need to catch up to someone, you got to use boost and straights. If you're trying to turn, usually you can turn relatively well. If you do it correctly, you can't use yaw though. Whenever you're in your atmosphere, you'll notice when you do yaw, you get a big kickback. And one of the best teachers of how to fly in atmosphere is actually the P-52s and the Archimedes. Those small little snub fighters, if you try to yaw at all, they just will kick back like they're like little
You'll
tiny
wiggle
darts.
all over this, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They just wiggle all over the place. So it teaches you how to roll, pitch up, use your up thrust, like pitch, yaw, up thrust. I can actually show.
Also, the 85 didn't the 85X used to do that in Atmo?
Yeah, it might used to do that. I'm not sure.
So
I've never
are
flown
those
the
are those
85X.
numbers like uncapped speed limiter? Just you going straight. That's the max it'll reach.
Yes. So cruise speeds, max speed,
But
Atmo speed
is the fast.
is-
It's just fast straight in Atmo.
Yeah, fastest you can go straight. The little bracket is how fast you go boosted.
Now, is that like
I-
microtech atmosphere, or is it like it's not Daymar atmosphere?
I believe it is. There's a definition of it somewhere. I can't remember where.
I was like, because on JT last night, I was definitely pulling more than 300 in my Gladius.
I think these are done on
Atmo.
Hurston or something, like something that had like a generic 1 atmosphere rating. So on your moons that have a little bit less, it's a little bit more, but it gives you a rough estimate of like, okay, in Atmo generally, what's better, you know? I was looking at the Reliant Tana because I kind of liked flying that a bit, but when I saw one show up the other day, it actually, I think it's on the core. When there's variants, usually when there's variants in here, they only have like one of them in their list.
You just passed the core.
Yeah, I don't think it's the core. I think it's the Mako. Yeah, 261. So it goes slow as hell. And here's one of the ones that I wish would be different because I really like flying the Hull A. The Hull A is absolute shit. Its Atmos speed is 150. Now,
yeah, pull up the fucking Caterpillar and then just like cry.
Oh, just see the cat.
Caterpillar's terrible. It's so bad.
0. Yeah, it doesn't even move an Atmo.
When you do this, you can actually kind of change this around. I added at the bottom here SEM speed, but you can actually change these yourself to whatever value you'd like. So you can set it up the way you want it. Like if you want to have turret count, you could add in turret counts. And if we pop in like hammerhead, your hammerhead, I don't know if it actually works here. I guess it doesn't work for a hammerhead. I don't know if some of these work or if they don't work. I guess they don't work at all. Never mind then. I thought these worked. All right. I guess I was wrong. Those don't work at all. But it's a really nice, helpful tool. If you see a ship out there, if you're looking at, if you want to compare who's who and what's what. Let's see here. Well, is there any questions that anyone might have? Ultimately, your exercises, generally, if you want to get better at flying, start orbiting things. Frankie used to tell me orbit everything, like literally everything. I mean, if you're waiting for someone to stage at a place, just pick a ship and start orbiting around it, see how close you can get, try not to hit them. It comes down to just practice and putting in the time. If you ever want to go into free flight, you can. You can try to start getting your toe-to-toe in combat. There is a etiquette kind of in free flight for multiplayer. God damn it. If the game lets you go into free flight, occasionally it just throws you right into Battle Royale. In which case it's usually just a free for all.
Hey guys,
you get some weird bugs every patch lately.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hey, it's Adrian.
Sorry, guys.
We ran into Adrian the other day, didn't we?
Thank you. Those fucking Russians are flying with drones in Norway, and the Norwegian army is using some EMP guns to shoot them down, and all the internet goes down.
Oh,
right.
So sometimes they accidentally fucking hit your fucking ISP tower.
Yeah. So I got a message on my cell phone that they're actually shut down 2 drones now.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
There's either it's the Russian spies or Belarus spies. It started. It started months ago, something. Yeah. So we have a whole unit of prison just for Russian and Belarus spies these days. About 50 or something.
Hey, look, it's our friend Silch.
Got a whole prison dedicated for it?
Hey, wasn't it the guy from last night in the Arrow?
Yep, it was.
Yeah, the Americans did that to the Japanese in World War II. I'll come back to bite you.
We just did that for Afghanistan, like Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't age well in the long term.
A lot of those Russian spies, they actually have Brazilian passports for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, free flight. I strongly suggest if you can, try to record some of your fights. especially when you start getting into stuff or just recording what you do. And then a couple months from now, if you start really getting your practice in, you'll be able to see your change. You know, see how better you're doing. There's no one in here, is there? God damn it.
How often do you guys have clinics or lessons or whatever?
We try to do it every week. We usually have a flight training. This was kind of a big session, of course, so I just kind of went over through the beginning class. Eventually, like, we get down to just starting how to do combat, how to orbit people, how to predict people.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Kind of just goes from there, and then we just kind of practice. You just keep
Your
practicing,
insurance
practice,
claim
and
has been
practice.
sent. Thank you.
A lot of times, like, anytime I'm in Battle Royale at all, I usually just go right to the middle, and I'll do a quick orbit just to get myself warmed up.
And one thing I can always do is, since how many of us are actually here? Yeah, there's like most of the people here from the Discord. So it's funny, like, I can just set us
When
up.
I saw that you were coming, yeah.
Yeah, I can just
was like,
set us
okay.
up like an event where it's like dogfight practice. We can all just like pick a spot. We can do it in and out of atmosphere, and almost just all like kind of make a big circle and just all
Right.
start fighting each other.
That's what we used to do.
Park
It
the
would just be
carrot.
like,
Or
no.
You'd have to spawn it.
We just practice against each other.
Yeah.
Otherwise, every Sunday, right?
Yep, we're gonna try to shoot for every Sunday. Time is kind of varied. Today was a little bit later just because of a Halloween thing. I had a family event to go to, but and if you ever want like this line, they still haven't fixed this line. There's one here too. What the hell, man?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Now you pointed out, I see it.
I know, me too.
Wait, there's also one.
Dang it.
No, also,
together.
hey, also to fuck you guys, there's one right above the PU button. There's one right above the PU button also.
I saw that.
Oh yeah, it's right in the tree limbs.
Yeah.
See if I can get into a full one.
I think it'd be cool if they like change the home screen once in a while into different shit.
Yeah.
Or wherever you logged out, it was like that planet.
I just think if they were doing like Halloween stuff, make it Halloween. If they're doing Jump Town, make it Jump Town or some shit. Like if it's Siege of Orson, make it Siege of Orson back down.
Essentially, though, if you guys do go to free flight, there's a bit of an etiquette when like PvP people. Usually you'll target someone or you look at someone. You'll do a flyby pass. You flare, you decoy. Usually they'll respawn and decoy as well. Kind of initiates like, hey, I want to duel you. Do you accept? Yeah, I accept. I'll decoy. There's no chat. There's no voice in free flight at all. So you usually just flare.
That's good to know.
And then what you do is if you both acknowledged it, you'll go back around. You'll do a pass. You'll just do a slow pass around 200, 300. And then after you pass by, you turn around and then you start your fight. So it's a little bit more of like an etiquette just to kind of verify that you want to fight someone instead of just start shooting, rooting, pulled out my guns, start shooting people.
I'm starting and just circling
Oh,
the
he
tower.
started blasting.
So what you're saying is
No,
you come in
ew.
with 4 missiles armed.
Torpedoes.
No. So what I'm hearing is you come with size 9 torps.
Yeah.
Just pointed at them.
Yeah, like
You
me,
can, but they will
hunt
hunt you down. I really wish there was a full free flight going on right now, but it's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Or they're
Sunday
already
night,
full.
Tomorrow's Halloween. Like.
Dad.
Yeah,
a
what's
little
up?
bit off topic. Every time you put on something on Discord, can you just check so the times are the right for my time zone?
So
and
if it's an event on the Discord server, it should auto go to whatever your time zone is.
It doesn't.
Unless you have a VPN on. Sometimes a VPN will mess it up.
Oh, okay.
So sub, like,
yeah,
and stuff like Super Hornet. What's your thoughts on gimbal versus like lock? I assume you think lock 100% all the time.
Yeah. So honestly, like I like to do fixed weapons for the most part. when you're trying to fly a little bit, like gimbaled isn't bad. I don't think gimbaled is bad. Especially if you're trying to learn how to fly, gimbaled isn't too bad. It does take a little bit more energy sometimes because you have to keep your gimbals in lock. Like you have to keep it in the range for the gimbals to actually work, right?
Them, right?
Yeah, you have to manage both of them at the same time.
And then do your power management on top of that.
But yeah, so then you have to, and then power management we didn't really talk about too much, but that's for a little bit more in like combat wise. If Mesa and Lemon actually want to try to do some duels, we can.
You mean me just get my ass handed left and right without even getting any shots on you? Yeah, I think I'll pass for a second.
Well, just saying.
I mean, yeah,
That's
sure, why not?
How you
I can-
learn.
yeah, sure, why not? I'll hop in a bit. I'm just
No joke.
working on some curves. No problem.
Isn't
No
that
joke,
a
you did-
normal play day for you?
Boy, I
Dang.
got 5 kills last night over Jump Town. Don't you fucking dare
How
tell
many
me.
of them were you
Rouge.
fucking putting your ship into their cockpit?
0. 4 of them were my own kills. 2 Glads, 1 Arrow, and a colorless black.
Nice.
Hey, Rouge. I'm gonna
Yes.
send you a screenshot from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I have like nothing in Arena Commander. I don't even have a Gladius unlocked in Arena, so.
Give me 1 second.
Faye,
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some oil to
Send
Christmas party.
to Sub.
For your
Sub,
share.
go hunt down
Welcome
Subprime.
to the
Sub,
ASOP vehicle
go hunt down
retrieval
Avenger
system.
1.
She's not on now. That was from 19
Oh shit,
earlier.
dude, hell no, I ain't going for that.
Plane has
But
been
yeah,
sent.
no, we fought Avenger 1 earlier.
Yeah, from what I understand, Avenger 1 is actually he's only
He
good
likes
at
the
aiming.
arrow cheese.
He's only good at aiming, and he's not that good at flying. So
He can't manage
when
his
he's
pets at all.
when he's at distance, when he has the
There's a link in the Discord, Gearhound. It's up in events, daily ops.
I've seen him get
Yeah.
like frustrated when people try
Well,
to fly next to him.
And it really didn't help that I was in a Gladius and he was in a Hurricane. I ended up getting his components red before one of his allies ended up shooting me down.
But yeah, and that
Nice.
plus he always usually has a whole group with him. So
He had 7 Hurricanes.
He's entourage.
And he gets a little
7
salty when you blow
hurricanes.
them all up. In a
yeah, I heard about that, especially if they're in an 890
Yeah.
and they have a bunch of P-52s on it too,
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
God.
especially when you send digital in and he like climbs in the hangar and just fucking self-destructs.
I still haven't seen the clip of that. I wanted to see that.
It's so fucking funny. I think I
Last
had it in a
Ninetales.
stream somewhere, and it was absolutely fucking hilarious because you hear digital being like, "I'm gonna go steal that 890." 5 minutes later, he's like, "I EVA'd onto it. I'm flying into an asteroid right now," and then all you just see is chat gets super salt.
Whose setup is that? Is that
Is
yours?
that set up to Civ?
That is Mayhem setup, actually, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
legit. I like the model.
He's got the VKB pedals, so if you're looking at pedals at all, VKBs are a little different than Purples. These only go up and down. Like, so you push one down, the other one comes up, I believe. You push the other one down.
That's
the
for
other one comes,
throttle,
like-
right? I suppose. A lot of people do you use the pedals
Forward
for
back.
throttle?
Forward back, yeah.
straight?
Yeah. It's we're right now we're in AGB's org. It's a link to our org. What? No, it's a link to AGB's org.
Left corner, my TVI is going to move to the top left corner.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so some people put up on the, like, forward, pushing forward on the left stick is actually up.
Yeah, Gearhound. That's a link to AGB Gaming. That's where we're all at right now.
Yeah.
It's a little easier for the muscle memory for me.
Low key suffocating your CPU right there, but all right.
If you were
I
just
can't do
left
that.
joystick,
Huh?
left joystick, how would you configure that if you're just left joystick at first? It would just be used for thrusters, I guess. And you
Probably
would
twist.
aim. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have what? You still need a fourth axis, don't you?
Yeah.
So you have 1, 2, 3, and then
So
you need
one stick
three.
for a set of pedals maybe with your mouse.
Well, so
Make it easier.
I was thinking, those little the little like almost D-pad like things on a lot of sticks.
Welcome to the ASOP
Yeah.
vehicle retrieval
I
system.
was thinking about using that as
Vehicle
my up
selected.
strafe, down
Stand
strafe
by.
kind of deal.
It'd still just be kind of on and off though.
Your vehicle has been
like
delivered to the
granular. You'll be 0 boost.
Probably just going to end up getting 2 joysticks and just being done with it. Try to figure out all that configuration. Do it's more naturally set up, I guess.
Oh, Justin, you always set up a Minecraft server.
Sub, but I came in a little bit too late, so I didn't see all the setup in the option menu. Can we do that some other day?
Yeah, we can do that sometime. By all means, just hit me up if we can do it now if you want. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but the other guys have already done
Well, I
it,
assume
so.
if we're gonna, I don't know about you guys, but I'll probably come back next week. So if you wanted to just do that now, so we're all back on the same page for next week.
Yeah. We can just go breeze through these settings again, and if I have missed anything or if anyone has questions about them.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I may just go dual stick immediately. Like,
Question.
Sure.
So, for those who are not going over the options again, does anyone want to cause some havoc in the CBA?
I'm not.
I mean, right now the Ninetales event's going on. If anyone wants to hop on, let's go kill some players.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, it just happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, should I take my
do it,
Gladius or my
some
Saber?
other day, Sub.
Subprimal, do you
Let's
mind
play, have some fun.
Do you mind pulling Gearhound in? Apparently, it says that this room's locked or some shit.
Too fat. If you want, I can show you it later as well.
Yeah, okay.
I followed everything from sub from weeks ago, so I can show you everything as well if you want.
Perfect.
What's up, Gear?
Also, thanks so much for the class. It's really helpful.
Maybe click on flight training for a role.
Yeah, by all means, don't forget the flight. You can
I had
also
to do the
click
checklist for the org.
SC.
Oh, yeah.
SC roles.
Just join on you or what?
Wait, hold up. Is Ninetales like live right now with server Faye?
Yeah. It should be. It's 6 p.m. PST. It should be on right now.
Yep.
Wait, hold up. Rogue, are you in R? Are you in our server?
I'm just going into your free flight quickly to check out my settings. And then I'm probably gonna try to do a duel with.
Hey, I'm fucking jumping to you.
I'm going to be right back in a minute. Wait, oh my god, am I seriously at the... Yes! Curl 1 is the Ninetales lockdown station, and I'm already at Curl 1.
Can I get a...
who's party lead?
Second. Ah, fuck that. It's hilarious.
Am I?
Pretty sure
No,
you're
Dustin's party lead.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You want to make me party lead so I can invite everyone? Well, I could at least invite Dead, and then Dead can invite everyone.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the to you.
Alright, there you go, Dead.
Yeah, I'm fucking back to Max. Immediately showed up at Olisar to go fucking around, just like at Olisar, instantly blade rolled up, fucking clap shit. Hilarious.
Ooh.
Alright, I'm taking off early tonight. Go make some dinner. Hey, Sub, thanks a lot for the tutorial.
Absolutely. I know it's a lot of information.
Like to jump in and join you guys.
A little bit overload, but I will be there someday.
It's a lot of stuff that like
this week, and then next Sunday we could go through some fights or something.
Yeah.
Try out some orbiting. Try to see if you can get the feel down. I know keyboard mouse is a little difficult. I'm actually going to try to do some practice myself with keyboard mouse, just so I can have a better
start researching sticks right now.
I can say something about keyboard and mouse that I've learned from my own experience. So you absolutely have to go into your settings and set up VJoy/relative mode for your mouse. Like set that to a key binding, because then you'll actually be able to change between VJoy and relative. And like if you do what I did, where I had it on caps lock earlier, but I actually changed it again to a mouse button, since I have 2 mouse buttons. So what I do now is like I can just switch whenever I need to. Like if I need to aim, I do that, and it stops the direction you're turning in instantly to center it on the center of your crosshair.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Interesting.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
give you more granular aiming right there.
Okay.
And if you do something like set it to a mouse button, then you can just flick it back and forth as needed, like as fast as you need, as fast as you can move your thumb.
And also the, like you said, sub boost on
Cycle mouse
button.
mode, VJoy relative.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That thing I was talking to you about earlier, like a couple days ago there, Voodoo.
Yeah, too fat. A lot of times I've heard a lot of people do put boost on their mouse just so
Yeah.
it's easier for them to use their controls.
Yeah.
How do I rebind my flares again? I keep forgetting.
It's gonna be in countermeasures.
Countermeasures, thank you.
Yep. Shields and countermeasures.
Happy Halloween and good night, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Cool.
What do you think, Mayhem? I'm not a Frankie, but I did okay.
I think you did great, Sub.
Did
Told me a
great.
lot
Yeah.
of what I wanted to know.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, learning about for
Thanks a lot.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval
It
System.
takes a lot. There's a lot of information to learn about.
I feel like
Yeah.
watching this
Your
has just
insurance
made
claim
me
has been sent.
want to
Thank you.
grab a fucking stick even more now.
At the end of the day,
selected.
like
Stand by.
when you guys fly with us and you start learning how to fly a bit, you'll be the PU masters. Like you'll be able to kill like most of the people that play in the PU. The PU
Your
does make you a
vehicle
little
has been
soft,
delivered.
like because you don't have that much practice. I mean, Jumptown's an exception because you get the PvP guys to come out like Silch and all them, but you know when you're doing your bait towns and stuff, doing this will make your bait town even a hell of a lot better. You know, even if
More
you have a big
interesting.
org that come after you, you'll be able to actually fly against them. Or know what they're doing that's killing you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I still don't know how if I'm going to go just a straight up mouse or straight up 2 sticks or a mouse and a stick for first.
I think going with one first is you can always add the second one. Makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, if you buy one, and especially like say you did get a VKB,
I'm
you
probably
could
getting a VKB.
you could resell it for the exact same price. You know, or exactly similar to, because people are always looking for sticks.
I just would need to learn how to set it up properly and
Yeah.
and also how am I gonna do it because I already said low as shit on my desk.
Personally, I would just wait a little longer till you get 2. This way you wouldn't have to just wait to do a whole order again.
It might be a little bit better because
it might be
like,
2 weeks till you get your stick, or it might be 6 weeks till you get your stick.
And you're not retraining yourself.
Yeah, and then you don't have to constantly retrain yourself.
The
And if you
transition.
really hate it, you can definitely sell them for the same price you paid for them for sure. Pretty fast.
Their shipping's pretty gnarly too, though. VKB. Like
This wasn't too bad. It's like $30, $40 United States.
Yeah, 30 to $50 because they ship
Maybe
like
60.
I mean, how fast though?
Yeah, I think it was like 70 last time I looked when I was checking
I
out.
don't remember.
It's always
It was
every time I decide I'm going to shell out the money for them, and then I look at the shipping and I go,
I think it just depends, I guess, where you're at. Because in California, it was definitely when I was looking at buying some back in the day, it totally made me not get them because it was like $70 shipping. It's like, what?
Amazon has spoiled all of us too because it's like,
Yeah, right.
like we're so used to getting everything super fast.
Surprisingly, Amazon doesn't
Purple,
sell them, right?
$19.99 UPS.
Ah, 30K.
Amazon doesn't sell them, right?
Yeah, Purple they have like a place over here now, right?
So most dog fights happen at like 300.
They usually do. It depends on the situations. PU fights are a little different because you're actually fighting to live, you know. So if you gotta run away, you gotta run away. But for the most part, you know, generally combats takes place at lower speeds because you have more maneuverability and more control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you got to
so-
accept my friend's request. I was spamming joining because it's full.
Yeah.
If you're ever so in the current flight model, if you're ever in a bigger ship, go max speed in one direction. Just go max speed. If you got a lot of light fighters coming after you, because you'll be able to if you go full speed in a direction, you'll be able to remove that plane of movement that they can't use anymore. So like if you're going 1200 forward in one direction, the Gladius can't go faster than that to try to get around you, right? So it gives you a direction of freedom.
So let's say you're in the C2, you go full decoupled one direction, then just let off, and then just start like pivoting around while you're going 900 and trying to shoot people.
Yeah.
So they're trying to chase you, and you're just, you know, kind of pivoting.
Right, exactly. They're trying to chase you, and then they can't go ahead of you, so they have to try to stay. They're always trying to stay around you or orbit you.
Not easy to do with for a Gladius to do with a C2 than it is a Carrick, though. Carrick's max speed is 1,200, whereas Carrick's only 900 some odd.
Yeah, the Carrick doesn't have pilot weapons,
900
though,
some
so you're not really staying to fight. You're running away.
I know.
Yeah, it would be, even though I just have a keyboard and mouse, fly uncoupled, you can just have full velocity forward and just turn 180 and still go the same way and shoot your enemy that's trying to catch you. It's perfect. Right? That's one of the positive things with decoupled, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to.
Well, I clicked the wrong button, but I think I'm done for the night. So you guys have fun in the Ninetales.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I'm
your
probably
help.
getting out here soon,
Sub.
Yeah, it was definitely good.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week
Thanks
or
again, Sub.
whenever
See
we
you.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds good,
yeah,
Sub.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably make a little series out of video on this. That was young. All right. Yeah, I'm probably going to hop back over to the other Discord for a few minutes while I'll probably be getting off here in like 15 anyway, so I'll probably just be chilling over here doing some fucking spin around.
I'm practicing. I'm practicing what I learned on just the fucking AI right now.
Yeah.
57, not bad. Yep. Dude, I'm setting up the goddamn custom ESP right now. Ugh.
57 seconds is fastest I've ever had.
What's the fastest subset? 46, right?
He was just under 45, I think.
Mesa, you shit.
No, 57 seconds is fast. Try it out.
Nah, I'm
See
kidding,
what you
dude.
get.
Fuck yeah, I'm kidding with you, dude. That was pretty nice. Yeah, you guys hop in. I'm
Fucking
gonna
server is
set up
full.
my custom ESP.
Launching my own server. Don't accept the thing that pops up if you don't want to get pulled out of your server.
Oh my god, playing with the mouse and keyboard for aim.
Hello.
So are we all going to be hopping on Dead server, or are we staying in this one?
You guys stay on whatever. I'm just going to Port Olsheim if I drive in circles for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it pulled me in with you.
Yeah, I was trying to join theirs, but it was full.
Yeah, Mesa, remember when we were setting up the joysticks, right? Remember how the numbers weren't changing?
The numbers. I don't know what
Yeah,
you mean.
remember how the x-axis and y-axis were keeping on coming as number 666, all of them?
Oh, I don't know what
We're
that.
go-
That's creepy.
Yeah, okay, so for that, no, the workaround was you just switch the modes, dude. That's it. You switch modes, and they get numbered properly again.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of dumb.
I think this
software's
launched a
just
fresh
broken.
server. So or it's just taking me forever to load.
Oh, so are we like actually killing people today?
That's fun. There's always people at Ninetales. And they're kind of stuck there. They can't run away.
I was like, if we do, I'm coming to resupply, to refill my scorpions and all that.
I'd say resupply. I'll take a look at the situation first. If there are already a lot of other players attacking people, we'll just go for them.
Now, is there...
But if not...
There's not comma rays for stations, technically, is there?
No, you can't take them down anyway.
They should be. So then you can not get Prime Staff for doing Ninetales.
Soon, TM. on the long list of Soontians.
Yeah.
Everlasting loading screen for me.
Yeah, man, I'm here forever. I think it's just a new server. That's the reason why it's doing this. Because I can't exit the main menu either.
25 out of 41.
Yeah.
Yeah, sticks are the way. Sticks are the way to go. 100%.
There we go. I'm getting it now.
I just got in.
Let's see how many fucking light fighters are out there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be flying coupled until I get sticks. Definitely flying coupled.
It's not that bad. Flying decoupled without sticks. You just, if you're in a hangar, have your landing.
Welcome.
Oh
to
my
the
god,
ASOP
there's
vehicle
someone
retrieval
whose
system.
name, they have a bounty on the server, their name is Desired Toe 98.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Not toe picks?
Yeah, foot picks. They're feet picks. That guy the other day.
Yeah.
High Laugh, I made that joke again. Sleazy was in the show program. He's like, I have 32 mil. I was like, sure thing. Just send me those feet pics.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
No, I'm not exactly sure about tomorrow, what's going on at Jumptown, but I'm so curious. Because I was told it was like some sort of like lootable item at Jumptown.
Also has some loot boxes.
Apparently there's like something like the Van Duel helmets. That's like a special thing that'll like bind your account. That's what I was getting out of what he was telling me.
That was what they did last year. For it.
What was it last year that you could get?
They looted a Hill Horror helmet.
Okay, so it might be something new.
Maybe.
I'm curious.
I know nowadays the Hill Horror helmet is what you loot at the mining bases currently.
Yeah.
Like you can find it randomly at the mining bases, loot it, and then you get into your local storage and it becomes account bound. And also the Vandal helmets, and I think that's it, but maybe some other ones too. The other Halloween ones.
Oh, this is so fucking much harder to do.
What?
Oh, you know, like the hangar when you know, the door is opening and it's like one above you and you fly up, turn sideways, and like fly out. So that like you can get out faster without having to wait for it to fully open up. Well, like the decoupled is like, I put the landing gear down to fly out and then immediately start like falling to the fucking ground.
Oh yeah. Definitely keep it like the gear down with decoupled in a hangar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I made that mistake and I fucking smacked myself and broke my Gladius wings off earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know what's been going on with the in-game global chat in this game, but either your message just does not send, or it's like has a super delay on sending.
Yeah.
Most of the day earlier, global chat didn't work at all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I did a 07 when I logged in, and Frisian I was playing for a couple of hours, and suddenly the 07 appeared.
Are they fucking doing riddles in fucking global chat right now?
Probably.
You guys got global chat?
Yeah, do you not have it?
Nope.
Yeah, it was broken for me most of the day. Now it's currently not. So it's like,
Faye, how's it look over there?
I don't see
this is
anyone.
fun. Yep.
Like, there's legit nobody here. There are a whole bunch of cargo ships, but most of them are already parked in the hangar. 1, 2 other cargo ships, so...
What would be the most common Retrieval one from Crusader directly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What moon was that again?
There's 2 of them, Yella and Cleo.
Oh my
Or
god.
not Cleo.
Which one's the
Yella
cheapest?
and C.
As you can see, Chad, I've not learned fuck all. I am worse, if anything, it seems like.
X on it, if I remember correctly.
I can just hop in my Mantis and just get in the route and stop midway and start keep my quantum dampener on. Pop them out of warp, and we can all just bully them, blow them up. Y'all are up for that.
I mean, they're just cargo ships, so...
That's fun. You bring some pain in some people's lives. Their hard work gone to waste.
I
That's our
think
citizen in
we've,
a nutshell.
I think we are not a good influence for you.
That is our bad influence.
Listen, I'm a good boy. I'm a transport guy. That's all I do.
Holy shit.
You're a little
Bullshit.
transport guy.
Yeah,
all I do is
transport gummies to an AO is what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I transport the chaos to where it's needed is what I do.
Your C2 is your daily driver, and A2 is friendly all the time.
Oh, I see a ship.
Oh, it's
Oh,
me.
it's Bounder.
It's me. Don't act so fucking sad.
But I wanted to gank someone.
So I think for my general cruising, I'm going to
Welcome
I'm
to
definitely
the
going to
ASOP
use
vehicle
the
retrieval system.
I'm going to be running with the
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Oh, perfect. That's just beautiful. Nice.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Hicks is on Selden, yeah. Right? Yeah.
Whichever one Hicks is on.
Yeah. It's Selden.
no one wants to come have fun.
And we could duel if you want.
I mean, if you want, I guess, but like, I'm over. My fucking spawn's over at her L1, so.
Oh. I thought you had set your spawn here.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I see another player. They're in a Scorpius. Stewie 801.
I'm so sorry, Stewie.
Vector 170.
I'm going after him. Fucking kick this shit off.
What's this?
It was almost broken.
Got it?
What's your plan? You wanna kill
Oh,
people
Jesus
or do you wanna
Christ,
hold
Yeah, Mike, it's absolutely hilarious. I laugh so hard at it. Ooh, man.
And I'm back at crew L1.
Oh,
Sake,
well,
I am. Oh my god! I can't believe I fucking smashed into the damn asteroid.
Wait, were you flying coupled or decoupled?
Decoupled.
Is that your like really first time attempting decoupled?
No. I typically alternate between coupled and decoupled depending on the situation.
Mining claim 187 EK3. Yeah, that's totally where my ship is.
But a lot of the time, I will fly decoupled. That was just me not being aware of my surroundings and smacking face first into an asteroid. Because
you weren't going slow either. I fucking
God,
I saw you out of a corner of my eye. Like, what were you at? 500?
No, I was at 900.
I was at 300 by the entire fight, really.
Yeah, Mike, it's absolutely hilarious that shoving here. Yeah, I was just messaging the guy Discord there. I shouldn't even be. I should be getting up. I have work to do. One more shot out here.
I'm actually gonna go eat because I haven't had anything to eat since like this morning.
Okay.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
And easy anti-cheat device wanted to do fuck, I'm out.
Easy anti-cheat device error or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Hound, what are you doing?
Haven't decided yet. I'm flying from Microtech right now to RL5.
Oh, 5. I thought the block is at 1.
Yeah, I want to pick up an Atlas for my ship.
Oh, what's running?
I'm in the buck.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's 2:30 in the morning here, so I'm logging off. Have
Alright,
a
you have a good one too, Fat.
Bye.
Nah, too fat. You gotta get an early start on tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Take it easy.
Yeah, right.
All right, have a good
Bye.
day. Okay, I'm getting this a bit better here. I just need to do it in the cockpit. Not to kill myself.
Hey, Rogue. That's another good bounty.
Who's it?
I don't remember the dude's name, but I went over. There was one dude at security post Hurston 1, and I figured he was clearing his crime stat. Pulled in, parked, started running, and then realized he was getting further away from me. Ran back to my ship, and he was in a cyclone driving away.
Oh no.
So easy pickings.
No.
I don't know how many of those little tiny clips should I get together before I do a montage video.
Last night I killed an Ursa rover for Too Fat. The Too Fat was sniping on the hill, and he had an Ursa rover trying to come from behind him. I think it was me and Mayhem who came out and was like, "What's up, rover? Where you headed, bud?"
I still really wish I had dropped a grenade on that dude's head on the elevator. That would have been just so much better.
Bruh, I dropped you to go in the C2. You ended up running all the way over, bruh. What?
Yeah, I got out the door and saw which way the bunker was.
Damn, Faye, you gotta throw the chair, bruh.
Really quick, what are the settings to change to where the brackets are always visible?
Oh yeah. Damn. Alright, everyone making you dizzy. Yeah, Gore talk, I know, see. I'm gonna just have to fuck with it every now and then, get a little bit better at it. I have to actually, fight some boys. Maybe we'll put like distortions on and see who can like shut who down first, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be off for the evening. I think I've had enough blowing myself up here, but I thank everyone for watching. And if you're ever curious on some flight stuff, you can always go back and watch this. I think this series of going to their flight training and like recording it will be very useful for people down the road. If anyone ever watch this. Also, if you want to come to the AGB flight training, just give me a message or get in the Discord, and you are more than welcome to come along with us. But anyway, have a good evening.